Squish.
stiff freeze and all that business. All right.
We need to get someone else in here for when I kill one of you.
Exactly. We've come close enough once already. Okay, so everybody set?
Roger, Roger.
Yep.
All right. Now, Beth, you had mentioned that you spent the evening talking with the Kolyanoviches, Irina and Ismark. And as such, they're willing to fill you in on any of the lore of Barovia that you may not have missed, as well as any background details, that may not have come across up till now.
Hold on a second. I have to turn people up. Okay, there we go. Set my fan on in the background, so it's kind of. So wait, I don't remember. Last time did we actually decide what we were doing, or were we gonna?
You guys are going to head north to Valaki on the shore of Lake Zarovich.
Like, that's the bare minimum.
Right.
Which
Well-
is good enough to get started.
I was saying it's up to you guys if you want to do it. I was saying that we drop off like the kids here and whatnot, and then we go check about that treasure. That's just me.
Absolutely. The treasure map which you have been provided by Morgantha the Hag, it leads you past the eastern edge of Lake Zarovich up towards Mount Baratok, which would not. I mean, once you get to Valaki, you could easily grab some kind of a fishing boat or something, and then cross Lake Zarovich, and you'd be well on your way to getting up to Mount Baratok from there.
I'd be good not having a couple hags kind of mad at us for too long.
They don't take kindly to being thrown out windows.
Indeed, they may
Didn't she jump?
plot revenge.
No. We thunder waved her out a window.
Oh yeah. That is how she went out. Yes, I would like to tie up those loose ends and possibly get some treasure after we take the children.
Yeah. Let's drop them off. I don't do well around kids.
Sounds good. Aramak, did you get my message regarding the properties of your new sword?
I did.
Excellent. Okay. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to let me know. So are we all set to begin?
1 second.
Okay.
What's going on? Did you get my message about refilling in through the night?
Yeah.
Okay. So just want to make sure I'm fresh up.
You're fully stocked up.
Oh. How are the trees? Would it be weird to gather some resin from a couple trees? Not
Oh, no,
stop and do it, but just.
There's definitely a lot of coniferous trees to draw resin from, no problem.
Wait, coniferous?
Yeah, you know, pine trees, evergreens, real pitchy type trees.
Huge.
To your question, yes, it's weird to do it.
I have some plans.
That's
All right.
fine.
I'll just gather some as long as I can, just much as I can get without slowing us down at all.
So have we made it to Valaki yet, or is this where we're going?
You are going to Valaki. So, you guys had rested in the circle of sin.
Technically, I didn't rest.
Oh, we'll get to you in just a second.
Okay.
So everyone else has rested in the standing stones just outside of the ruined, just a little beyond the ruined old bone grinder mill. And because you guys are reasonable and cautious folk, you established a watch and kept guard over the camp at night. And the there were several times throughout the night where just terrible howling of wolves was heard off in the forests. And at one point, a little before dawn, some sort of infernal wolf chorus was unleashed, and it was an unpleasant sound, to say the least. And not long after that, Nemia comes traipsing through the brush to camp, and she is just head to toe covered in gore. It looks like she was at ground zero of a chili explosion.
I bathed in blood, pretty much, is what happened.
Pretty much. And do you want to
Yeah.
tell them about your new friend?
I'll come up and you'll see a hellhound. I now have a hellhound familiar.
Oh, okay. Nice
Yeah.
doggy.
What?
So you're gonna see like a huge wolf thing around me. Zoe is kind of a puddle of nothing now.
That's not much of a wolf. It's a canine, yes, but does it really look like a
Whatever.
wolf?
Wolf dog.
The imp is gone.
The imp has been thoroughly destroyed because it's now a puddle of goo.
Ooh.
And
So-
as for the claims that a hellhound isn't much of an animal, it is a medium-sized creature, which means that its mass is roughly equivalent to a humanoid type character, which means that it easily outsizes any deep gnome or halfling, as the case might be.
Yeah, yeah.
You might have a little friend there.
All right then.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at her. So, do you kill your old things and get new things, or how does this work?
I didn't do it. Asmodeus did it.
So the creature's eyes burn with flame, and its breath smells of sulfur and brimstone, and the back of its throat seems to be eternally lit by a glowing furnace. And unless it's given other orders, it stands very close to Nemia and doesn't like anyone else getting near her.
Ain't gonna fight the wolf. Moving on. I got nothing for this.
All right. So if we're all good with that, you guys
Do I have to take a shower somewhere, or am I gonna have to walk in the gross until we hit town?
there's no sizable source of water in this area.
Could I have the hellhound like lick my hands clean at least?
Oh, gladly. It
Yeah, so I'm just gonna do
it
that.
licks up that bloody viscera like it's nobody's business. Yum yum yum.
And you
So-
thought I was weird.
Can it turn invisible like your imp?
No.
So what are we gonna do with them when we get to town? They're not gonna let a hellhound just run through town.
They're gonna have to deal with it.
I think they're gonna have to deal with you, and pretty handily.
They'll deal with it.
Sure, it's not
Unless
the
this one is
strangest thing
special
they've seen.
DM and it can turn invisible. Wink, wink.
Well, you asked it about that earlier, and I believe it gave you its answer.
It started eating something. It started eating the puddle. So does that mean no or yes?
That's when you asked it if Zoe was coming back. When you asked it
Oh,
if
right.
it turned invisible, it did something else.
Let me look. I don't think it did anything if I remember correctly. But I will look. I could have easily overlooked something.
It did calculus.
It peed.
Oh, it unleashes fire. It unleashed fire out of its mouth. But that doesn't mean that it's going to turn invisible.
You can put a towel over it or something. These ain't the
I'm
type
guessing
of
that's a
lords that
no.
outcloak a wolf.
Perhaps you can disguise it as a Chesterfield.
The right
Yeah.
one.
So, you guys proceed north along the road towards Valaki. So you're still coming down out of the mountains and into the valley, and the road sort of heads north for a while, and you've got hilly plains to your right, and you have deep dark forests to your left. And eventually the road hooks around, and instead of going northeast, you're now going due west. And as you do, you can smell and you can hear streams and water just a little ways to the north of you. And the trees to your right, to the north of you, break, and you can see a large mountain lake, clear and blue and beautiful, and you see these crystal mountain streams feeding into it on the other side. And for just a moment, you sort of forget very briefly like where you are and what's happened and the horrors that you've seen, as just this lake is just sort of like a beautiful sight.
You guys want to stop for some water?
Coming from me, you smell like you need it, hon.
Let us get our drinking water first, though.
Yeah, get your drinking water and then I can bathe because I feel disgusting.
Okay. Well, the lake is only sort of a quarter mile off the road, and there's a clearing through the trees to the lake, so there's no problem getting there. There's no danger. There's no particular risk. You guys head over to the lake, which Ismark informs you is named Lake Tsarevich, and it's a beautiful, clear, mountain, stream-fed lake.
So it's not a plunge, right, for the waterfall?
No, there's no waterfalls. This is upstream from the Fair Falls.
Sorry, mic cut out. So anyone want to have some fish?
Well,
I can go for fish.
You can certainly cast the line, and in fact, you would not be alone because you look out across the waters, and it's still fairly early in the morning. There's a couple tendrils of not too threatening mist over the lake's waters, and you see a small rowboat out there, and it looks like a fisherman sort of rowing out to a good spot near the center of the lake.
All right. Anything within 30 to 60 feet of me look like I got some fish?
Just like laying around?
No. Just like if I look over the water, can I see active? Could I see a good fishing spot within 30 to 60 feet of like?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Oh,
He caught on what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing.
Hey Leo, get ready for some sushi, and I'm just gonna toss a standard payload out there.
Fair enough.
God.
Explosive fishing. What did you think I was gonna do?
I'm just gonna cover
Fishing
the
with
kids' eyes.
dynamite.
Do you want me to
Fishing
You're right. I
dynamite?
forgot. I thought you were sane.
Is a time-honored tradition in many places.
Do you want me to roll
It
for
really
it?
is, though.
I don't see how the water's going to dodge. So you throw
Maybe I
your...
crit.
Well, there you go. So you throw your... let me just scroll down to that. So you throw your bomb out there, and there's a huge kaboom, there's a huge splash. It echoes out across the lake, and you sort of see the fisherman sort of like blown back by the sudden noise, by the shock of it, and he's a good mile or two from you. Like the lake is that large.
Wow.
It stretches east to west, but north to south it's only let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about a mile and a half wide. It's a mile and a half north to south.
Yeah.
but it stretches several miles east to west. And he's sort of northwest of you guys towards the center of the lake, and he's sort of blown back by the shock, and all these fish come bubbling up from beneath the water.
Right. Yo, Featherhead, think you can get him?
Oh, I think I might be able to get some. I'll just fly over there.
Yeah, Aramax swoops over there, and like his people have for generations, he uses his talons to just swoop up the fish, which are not moving or anything. So there's nothing to make it difficult in any way whatsoever. Aramax, why don't you go ahead and tell me what your passive perception is, since I apparently didn't look it up ahead of time.
Let's see, perception.
Where does it say passive? Oh, underneath, far left, underneath all your big stats.
It would just be 10 plus whatever your perception modifier is.
It's 10.
Which is 10. Excellent. So yeah, you swoop over there and you grab up these fish, and I mean there's as many fish as you can grab and more for a second trip. So there's really nothing stopping you from feeding the entire party with as much fish as your mother used to stuff your gullet with every morning when it was fish day.
Oh, mother.
Fish day.
It
You know,
was the
While
best
he's
of days.
collecting the fish, I'm gonna jump in the lake and take a bath.
Absolutely. So you're scraping off all the
Nasty.
blood and the burger, and you get a surprising amount of hair, just like really like in your ears and like any sort of place where it'll just catch.
That's gross.
It is. It's terrible. Nemia, so you're heading into the water there. Why
Yep.
don't you go ahead and I'll just look at your sheet without really saying anything about it. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay.
Roll well.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it's perfectly serviceable. So you climb into the lake and you're starting to wash off the sludge, and you're giving your clothes a bit of a rinse. Like most adventurers, your outfit is about 90% leather, and the rest is all rivets. So you're scrubbing off as best you can, and you look up and you notice the fisherman stand up, holding a large sack, and then just toss it into the lake with a splash. And upon that sound, everybody else just sort of looks up, and whatever, right? Nobody else saw what happened, but you caught sight of it beforehand.
Oh,
I'm gonna try to go get it.
Everybody else is getting into that fish.
Are we
I'm gonna
though?
try to go get it.
All right, so you're gonna swim out the mile or so to where he is. Why don't you go ahead and make me a athletics check?
now do we see that?
You definitely see her swim off.
Oh, crap.
So, Nemia, swimming was not a big part of your education. Something tells.
Nope.
As you start to splash and doggy paddle out there, and everyone else who's like getting into this fish, and like the kids are waiting for their bits of fish to be grilled up on the campfire that you guys have sort of set up for breakfast, and Ismark is keeping an eye out, and Irina is keeping an eye on the kids, and everybody's just sort of going about their business, and all of a sudden Nemia starts splashing away and not getting very far at it.
No, not surprised.
Yo, Featherhead, I think she's drowning.
Oh, to be a lifeguard. I suppose I'll fly out there, see what I can do.
Well, Aramax has no difficulty just flying over to where Nemia is. If I'm not mistaken, he's got a fly speed of like 50.
Yep.
So there's really
Oh, yeah.
nothing stopping you from getting over there. So Nemia, you're splashing about, and you're doing great as far as you're concerned. You're like, oh man, what does Fred Phelps have on me? Nothing.
That's right.
Enormous amounts of chemicals.
You're swimming the best you've ever swam, and like all of a sudden Aramax is like flying around overhead.
Learning
I look
how to
up,
swim.
Hi. Kind of. The fisherman threw a sack into the lake. I was trying to go get it, and I'm doing so good. I've never swam this good before. Well, I just kind of half doggy paddle in place. So I think I'm moving.
She starts to like slowly turn in a circle.
Yeah.
She like veers off about like 45 degrees to the left.
You're right. You are a good swimmer. You're incredible. You keep that.
I know, right? I don't know if you want to try to get said sack or get one of them to do it.
I'll,
They can come help me, because I'm gonna get there first.
Yes, you are. Well, based on the wind speed that she has, I think I'll head back to the party and tell them about the mystery bag.
All right, you head back over there and you relay what you have discovered regarding Nemia's curious actions.
My awesome swimming.
Yeah.
Wait, speaking of bags, what was in the bag the witch was holding?
That bag is currently in the hands of Niter.
I am currently using it as a fanny pack.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, no. How big is it though? Like,
Belt pouch sized.
I don't know, enough to hold
could-
6 pounds.
You could fit an adult's fist in it, no problem.
analogy. Okay. Cool.
I'm beginning to check it to see if I still have a fanny pack.
Yeah,
Question.
it's a black sack made of stitched flesh.
It goes good with my eyes.
Yeah.
Hello?
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 Wait, hold on.
So,
Turning everybody up again.
What are we doing? Getting a bag?
Well, I'm trying to go get a bag. I don't know about you.
She's pretty much swimming in circles. We're
Heavy
eating
on the
fish.
try.
Well, a bag could mean treasure, or a bag could mean body.
Yeah, I was thinking that it might be a dead body, so I wasn't gonna go out there myself.
Who would
So,
a
Nemia-
fisherman kill?
It
Fish?
takes you about 15 minutes or so to swim over towards this little rowboat that this fisherman is gladly sitting in, and he's pulled out his fishing pole, and he looks like he gives you a big thumbs up as you sort of swim near.
I'm gonna swim up to his boat.
Sure. You swim right up to the boat, and he'll reach out and lend a hand if you want to climb on in.
I'll climb into the boat. I don't know if this is gonna be good.
So a purple-skinned tiefling climbs into this gentleman's boat, and he appears not concerned at all. He looks at you, and he's got like a big gin blossomed nose, and his eyes are having difficulty focusing on you. And he says, "Sure, good day for a swim. You picked a good day. Are you a mermaid?"
And I say, mermaids don't have legs, and I clearly have legs. So sadly, I'm not a mermaid.
Oh, you would know, supposed being a mermaid, but it's my first mermaid I've seen, so I didn't know. I just doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah. So, just out of curiosity, what did you throw out of your boat in that sack?
Oh, I had to make a sacrifice. Had to fix up the fishing around here. It's been negligible.
Okay,
Negligible.
Okay, out of character, how
negligible.
big was this bag?
It was about small sized. Definitely big enough to put a sack, maybe a sack and a half worth of something in.
Okay, but it was heavy enough to like sink to the bottom of the lake by now, right?
You don't see it anywhere. It's like, yep. And now the fishing's gonna be fine. I already got a mermaid. A purple horny mermaid.
A purple horny man.
And then I mentioned, well, my gnome friend down on the bank just threw an explosive in this lake, so half the fish could be dead already,
I
just
heard.
from the shockwaves alone.
I thought it might be thunder from
No. It was a
the-
grenade.
from the wizard.
No. And with that, I'm gonna dive off the boat and try to get to the sack at the bottom of the lake.
It was nice seeing you, mermaid. So you dive off the boat. Go ahead and make us another one of those athletics checks that you're so great at.
Oh yeah. I foresee myself drowning. Yes, a 5.
So you dive headfirst into the lake. It is a beautiful, perfect dive. The only problem is that you're not entirely certain how to swim back up. The lake is about 30 feet deep at this point, which is not incredibly deep, but it's bracingly cold. With your dark vision, you can see the bottom clearly, and you see the sack down there, and you see it wriggle once and then stop. You swim down and you grab the sack. The only problem is that it's weighted, and now you can't, like, there's no swimming back up. You're like, this is as far as your swimming expertise goes. And
So I can't pull the bag up off the floor.
You try, and you just like you've got no leverage when you're in water. So you're sort of head down, grabbing this thing because you dived, head first, and you grab this thing and like you try and pull up, but all you succeed in doing is pulling yourself down towards the bottom of the lake.
Of course I do. Well, I'm gonna try to like just kick my back feet really hard against it and see if I can lift it a little bit. I'm only gonna try once, and then I'm gonna try to swim back up.
Make a strength check.
Oh god.
Oh. The bane of our existence.
Oh my god! It actually worked good.
Hang on. Sorry, that was a strength save. I need a strength check.
Damn it.
I mean, I think
That's
to roll
good.
well.
It's
There you
actually-
go.
It's actually
There
better.
you go. So that was,
Hey.
A nat 20.
it was a nat 20, which thanks to Nemia's incredible strength turned into a 19. So
Yes.
you
Strength
having
is
pulled yourself down to the bottom of the lake, you're able to pull your feet underneath you, and you sort of push up and you pull with all your strength, and you manage to like pull the bag free of the lake bottom. It had sort of sunken into the silt a little bit, and once you've got that inertia going behind you, you're able to just rock it right back up to the surface. And so this bag so you head up, and now you're dragging the bag behind you. So the bag is still sort of under the water, like down at like your feet level. You're sort of bent over double with this bag
Right.
sort of lagging behind you. And now that you're back up at the surface, it starts to drag you back under.
I yell out, Aeromax bird guy, I need you like immediately. I yell as loud as I can
Ah, crap. All right, Featherhead.
with
Let's go help her.
urgency.
Hang on. Aeromax, why don't you go ahead and make us a perception check to
She's
see if
a
you
mile
can...
out.
Shit.
Let's see. Passive again.
No.
No, straight up perception.
Click the button.
Okay. All right.
Please do well. How?
Shit.
Wait, what? Hold on. One of those was a 15. How did it? What? What?
Yeah, 5 plus 0, that'll do it.
Yep.
All right. Who has the highest passive perception otherwise?
Mine's 17.
There you go. That sounds like
Yep.
17 sounds like a winner to me. So everybody is over on the shore getting down on some lake trout. Just like, nom. It is good
I'm eating
stuff.
mine sous vide.
And Beth, you perk your head up as you hear someone yelling, and you turn back over towards the lake, and there's the fisherman that everyone has been happy to just sort of let go about his way, and he's happily casting his line out. But you definitely spot something splashing around in the water, and you're fairly certain you heard somebody yell Aramax's name.
Was it, like, is it far away enough where I can't tell what kind of voice? I just hear the noise, or am I like, that sounds like the tiefling?
You don't catch it. You hear someone yell his name, and it echoes, right? It echoes across the valley and up and around, and everyone's sort of chatting and having a good time at the fireplace, and nobody's paying any attention.
Okay, so to me, it's like it's coming from a speaker, but everyone else is just like, nope, nothing.
And not only that, but the hellhound is standing on the shore, and it's sort of like barking at the lake. Not that it's doing that sort of like half bark that dogs do when they're frustrated about something. And I mean, you all know that Nemi is out there, and it sure as heck wasn't going out there either. But it seems upset about something.
I start screaming again.
It's Aramax or Aramac? I keep pronouncing it wrong.
Aramax.
Oh, okay, Aramax. I think someone's calling you, or maybe it's the tiefling.
Oh God, my junior swimmer. I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, I'll come with you. I'm
Have
curious.
fun. Can you swim with me, though?
I can fly by using the bird airlines.
Are you riding the bird?
No, I'm carrying him.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, as you do.
All right, so Aramax, you take to the skies with Niter in tow.
We're basically Star Foxing Wii U edition, where he's flying and I'm manning the gunnery pod underneath it.
Fair enough. So you guys fly out there in your second coordinated maneuver of the mod, and you find Nemia splashing around helplessly, just sort of like 20 yards away from this guy's boat. And like as you approach, he waves, "Hey bird man."
Hello, drunkard.
I was thinking, I was like, get this, and I try to pull the bag up out of the water. I'm probably half drowning myself moving the bag up.
Yeah, she tugs at something, but she can't seem to get it up above the water at all.
Alright, drop you at the boat.
All right.
There you go. You
Drop him up at the boat, and
you throw Niter at the boat, and as you land in the boat, the guy he sort of falls back, and he drops his fishing pole. He's like, "There's a little man in my boat.
Yeah,
There's a little man in my boat.
There's gonna be a lot less human in this boat if you keep talking.
Where did you come from, little man?"
if only we all had his beauty.
But shut up! You're missing your fish.
"Oh, okay." And he grabs up his fishing pole, and he says, "All right, I'm gonna get back to fishing. You're my luck, little man." And he rubs you on the head.
Oh, get to them, because you'll know what I'm about to do.
You know, I saw a mermaid not that long ago. I was able to bring back the good fishing.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, I bet you did.
All right, so Aramax, you fling Niter aside, and you have Nemia struggling in the water beneath you with some cargo of some sort. And being an incredibly accomplished and talented flyer, I imagine you have no difficulty taking the burden from her.
Indeed, that's what I was going to do.
All right, so you grab this heavyish sack. It weighs about as much as Niter did, and you take it back to the shore. So, who wants to go first? We have Nimi in the water. We have Niter in the boat. We have Aramax back on the shore with everyone else.
I'm just gonna keep trying to swim to shore if I'm not tired already from, diving in and pulling that stupid thing out.
Well, it's been a difficult little bit of time. You're definitely getting tired, but you're a healthy and vital adventurer. There's nothing really in the way of stopping you from swimming back. Leaving Niter alone with a drunken fisherman.
Hey, he's not tired. He can deal with that guy. I'm just gonna try to swim back, and if Aramax comes to get him, I might wave if I'm still far away to see if he can just drag me along.
All right.
I was actually going to say when the guy goes back to his fishing, I was going to sneak a little firecracker underneath his ass, see if I could knock him out of the boat.
There you go. All right, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with advantage because he's pretty drunk.
Come on, don't fail me. I'll take it.
That'll do.
Nice.
Rip.
Yeah, so you managed to slide a firecracker underneath his bench, and it goes off, and he's just startled, like thunder, and instead of
shaking the boat a little.
Instead of falling out of the boat, instead he jumps forward onto you and just throws himself onto you as if you were a grenade and he was trying to save somebody's life. Meanwhile, back on the shore, Aramax has arrived with his parcel in tow.
Well, I should probably get the swimmer out as well.
All right, Aramax goes back to fetch Nemia.
Have I made any progress at all in
a
swimming?
little bit, not much, but
Progress
there's
is a relative term.
Yeah, I mean it's all water. You're just making a lot of waves, and there's another explosion behind you as a small bang goes off in the fisherman's boat, making this a 2 explosion morning for this lake.
It's gonna become 3.
And as Aramax swings back around to rescue you. Now, I don't think there's any specific rules about preventing Aramax from lifting you bodily out of the water, but you're a bit more of a cargo than Niter was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that would probably slow him down a bit more.
Right.
Meanwhile, everyone else is back on the shore, and Aramax has deposited this wet sack on the shore of the lake, and it is dripping.
Mm.
I want first crack at it, damn it.
Does it look bloody?
There does not appear to be any blood coming from it.
I'm just gonna cover the kid's eyes just in case.
There's
I'm gonna wait until the bird and she gets back, and then we can
Alright.
dig into it.
So everybody just sort of keeps their distance, and Ismark sort of interposes himself between this scene and his sister, despite the fact that she's got a great sword. She's not defenseless. So he sort of interposes himself, and Aramax brings Anemia back to shore. Now, Niter, this gentleman, this drunken fisherman, has thrown himself on top of you. What are you going to do about it?
I'm gonna send him 5 feet in the air.
Oh, I was gonna say kiss him.
Yeah, why not?
I don't intend to hurt him, but he's getting the f off me.
All
He's
right,
getting the
so
f off me right now.
Well, at least he can't swim.
you're going to detonate this bomb between him and you? Like he's physically on top of you.
If he's on top of me, it's gonna be like the Looney Tunes. I'm gonna pull it. I'm pulling out my arm underneath his leg and holding it out next to him to sort of catapult him.
Okay. So yeah, I mean there's nothing to stop that from happening to him. So he gets blown upwards, but at the same time you get pushed down an equal amount. So however much damage it does to him, it does to you as well.
I don't save because of my blast coat.
Well, normally you would, but I mean,
Point blank.
you literally detonated it like on you
Okay.
between yourself and.
Oh no.
You know, I take that. Ugh.
14 points of damage to just some random drunk guy? He might have died.
I'm pretty
Isn't
sure
he
you did
just
kill him.
stupid? Oh,
I did not go out to hurt him, but don't care. I now have a boat.
who
He has a
noticed this?
rowboat.
Like, how loud was
Are you
that?
sure you have a boat?
You own a
Same
boat and a
team.
corpse.
Oh no, I wanted the corpse off. It's like, oh, now I have a boat, and I'm just gonna like start paddling it back. I had my adventure.
It's been a busy day for Niter. He got to kill fish. He got to kill a man.
Technically, I don't care enough to know that. Just like, he's off me, and he deserved it. Rowing back.
Hope he was a loner.
I mean, didn't he jump on you because of something you?
That's still his fault.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We have no
he,
idea in character, so it's whatever.
He definitely
We don't
died.
Yeah.
We didn't see that.
So he definitely died, and he was sort of blown up and off you, but not really out of the boat. So you kick him off of you and out of the boat, and you're like, well, that's that problem solved. And the boat was largely uninjured by the explosion, seeing as how it was buffeted by both your and his bodies. And so Nemia and Aramax arrived back at the shore, where everyone is sort of dubiously eyeing this soaked package. Which
How is this? Is it completely sewn, or is it like a pool?
Oh no, it's a completely standard canvas sack that has just sort of been tied up with twine at the top.
Okay. I would like to cast
shake
Mage
off.
Hand and undo it and start to open it
All right, well, you pull that
from like a 20-foot distance away. Maybe 25.
So from a safe distance, you disarm the sack, and it falls open, revealing a young human child, apparently drowned.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna happen.
Questions.
Yeah.
Question. Can I heal it? Like, did that thing get death saves, or is it like dead?
You don't know, but perhaps, jumping over there and performing a medicine check would be of great assistance.
Okay, I will attempt that.
Or
I
any
have
magic.
my
Eh,
hellhounds come over and dry me off.
not that great.
All right, so you run over there and check her vitals, and she still has a heartbeat. So you promptly, perform a little bit of CPR to sort of get the cardiovascular system going. But of course, the best jump start is the kind provided by Shinar.
Or anyone who had spare the dying.
I do
Alright.
spare the dying, actually, so I'm just gonna do that.
All right, so you drop a spare the dying into her, and the girl just sort of coughs up water, and her eyes flutter, and she sort of half sits up for a second, and then she collapses back down in a peaceful, if half drowned, slumber. She's no longer in any danger. She's been revived, but is not conscious.
Can I just say though, that bag is amazingly sealed. She was down there for 15 minutes. She's still alive.
I would say that's more a testament to her
Well, I
cardiovascular.
eating.
I mean, okay. So is this
Yeah,
like
kid
the
was
same
lucky.
age as the other children? Older, younger?
She looks a little older than that. She's scrawny, and she's just sort of wearing like a white shift, like a white nightdress.
Mhm.
You suspect she might be 12, maybe 14. It's hard to say, malnutrition being what it is.
Right.
But she's got the dark hair, and as you check her pupils, she's got dark eyes, and she's luminously pale. But I mean, you check her vitals; she's not any sort of undead.
Right. Well, I'm gonna just put my cloak on her and try to warm her up while she sleeps. And
Fair
let the other
enough.
kids do whatever, but keeping an eye on them so they don't run off.
Well, you know, the kids are just happy not to be like in cages being jabbed by witches. That's been a great improvement in their lives. So they're, you know, it's like, hey, we got a campfire, we got food, we have like the burgomasters, like son and daughter, looking after us, plus these weirdos who are also not jabbing us with needles. That's great.
Woo.
So Freak and Myrtle are really thumbs up on the current situation, despite the fact that, you know, there's a teenager dying just over yonder.
Yeah.
Well, not dying anymore.
Was dying, is now getting better.
Isn't that? It's great how time changes things. So Niter, you row up to shore, captain of the SS Drunkard, and you have a little bit of trouble. The oars aren't quite right for the length of your arms, but you're from an industrious people. You get it sorted out.
I imagine I just come up to on shore. I'm standing at the bow, just like, yo ho, me mateys. Got me a boat. Anyway, what was in the
Good.
bag?
We needed one.
What was in the bag? Is it loot? Tell me it was a treasure chest. We could use a treasure chest.
It was
a child.
It's the joy of childhood.
Mm.
We're gonna have to
We
start
need
like an
more of
orphanage or
those.
something.
We
I don't
already had
know.
2.
We need to start an
We
orphanage.
got another one, and
Any more, we're gonna start a daycare.
this one might be of use though. We might be able to get knowledge from her. She's old enough to maybe know information.
Oh, does that mean I get to bring out the hot coals and the iron? I haven't used the iron in so long.
No.
No, it's just I don't think she would hide anything from us, and if she would, well, then we might press her, but I don't think we'll need that. It's just a child.
I looked to Niter. What happened to the fisherman?
I was his stop, and I just get out the boat. Actually, wait, no, I don't get out of the boat. What's in the boat?
You look around the boat, and there's a couple empty wine bottles
Yoink.
and some pretty second-rate fishing gear. Like the fishing rod is just sort of like a very basic wooden stick with some line attached to it, and there's what looks like a basic sort of little tackle box. You open that up and find that it just contains another empty wine bottle, and that's pretty much it as far as supplies go.
Taking it. It's like, you ain't using it.
Didn't see any other
Kill that
bags
guy.
down there while you're there.
There's more children? Please, no. I mean,
Not
if
as
they have
if
so
you're
many if they have somebody they can drown them like kittens, I don't think they want them.
No one asked you.
Well,
Neither Father of the Year.
we kind of need to wake this kid up to ask why was she thrown into Lincoln? Who's that man per se? She's
Let
from
her
this village.
rest. She was just drowning. She's probably tired.
We're already running behind in time.
Why are we... No one actually explained to me what we're doing.
Well, Ismark would be all too pleased to explain the mission to you, which is that his sister Irina, who is standing right there, has been bitten by the devil Stradh, and he is trying to escort her away from the village of Barovia, and
Okay,
Sorry.
you just went quiet.
and Valaki, which is just a couple miles down the road to the west of here, is potentially a safe spot. And so that is, you know, he would like to take her there, or failing that, to Kresk, which is rumored to be even more secure, seeing as how it lies at the very western edge of Barovia. but certainly Valaki might be safe enough. And I mean, from here you can't even see Castle Ravenloft, unlike back in the village of Barovia, where it was continually looming over you. And it's rumored to be much safer, and that's his goal. He would like to escort Arena away from the devil that is trying to abduct her.
Now, Arena, correct me if I'm wrong, but he seemed to be rather protective of you. How exactly, or where exactly did you get bit?
She pulls down a sort of thick ribbon choker.
No, honey, no. I mean, when, where, as in, what were you doing? Were you just walking through the woods? Were you at a party? Were you?
Did you swipe right?
What made you tempt the monster?
I know
no,
not.
yes, like that.
I'm afraid I don't know where he first laid eyes upon me. He watches the village of Barovia at all times, presumably of the night. He came first upon me in our home, in our mansion, in our father's mansion. He laid a charm on me after several nights of besieging our home, and I was unable to resist inviting him in. And for that, and I don't know how to describe it. I was in a daze. I was in a delirium. I couldn't resist him.
And is this common for him to take women?
It's not something that I've ever heard of, but I mean, I'm no great historian.
There has to be a reason. I mean, he might genuinely like you, or there's something special going on here.
He did call me by another name.
You tell.
He called me Tatiana.
Tatiana. Maybe you're a lookalike, or...
Perhaps. I know not. I've never heard of anyone named Tatiana.
And can I just say, out of character, none of us would know that name, or like even a history check? I don't think, because this place is closed off.
You can attempt a history check, but yes, the place has been closed off for centuries.
Yeah, well, I'm tempted. Screw it. Oh my god, where's my? Do I even have history? Oh my god, my history is so
I'm
horrible.
trained in it. So
Hey, though. Oh Jesus.
Where
Somehow,
are these
some
Brits
way.
fighting Strahd?
Just killed Stradh at level 4 with all nat 20s. Yeah.
There's weirder.
I mean, my patron might have told me something, but otherwise, if it's not logical, don't.
No. So Niter, you get in sincerity from her. She doesn't seem to be hiding anything.
I was trying to roll history.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Forget my roll. Forget my roll entirely.
You can certainly roll both. There's nothing stopping you from that. Now, Beth, you don't recognize the name Tatiana, and you have a fairly broad knowledge of history, and you don't know who that is.
No clue. It's a name to keep in mind. So, are you sure it's safe just to dump you somewhere? I mean, if he's that interested in you, and the land is him, and he's the land. Not to sound pessimistic, but I doubt you'll be safe unless he's killed or we figure out what he wants.
I don't know where I would be safe, but I know that I can't be more in danger than I was in the village of Barovia.
Were you in danger, though? It seems just present company to you is.
Well, perhaps, but perhaps not. I don't want to tempt fate. I have no idea what would happen to me if I met him again. But it's said that if you're bitten by a vampire a third time, you become a slave to their will. And already I'm, I like to think of myself as a willful person, but when it comes to him, I have no control over myself. I can only imagine what would happen if he bit me a third time.
Well, that just gives more questions, but thank you. Sorry for difficult conversation. Imagine
No.
it's not easy having a all-powerful stalker. So
I
my
understand,
condolences for that.
and I'm willing to have as many uncomfortable conversations as it takes to free us from this devil.
Who are you staying with, may I ask, when we get there?
I don't know. We'll have to figure something out.
Yeah.
Anything is better than staying in our house. You didn't see it, but it had been assaulted repeatedly by the minions of Strahd, to the point for nights and nights on end, to the point where my poor father, the burgomaster, who had stood in defiance of Strahd for 50 years, had a heart attack from the strain of it.
Hmm.
Oh.
Sorry to
Oh
hear.
dear.
Might have been able to help if I was there, but well,
Uh,
time and such.
If only.
Hmm.
It is said that once long ago, the Night Mother watched over Barovia after sunset.
Would I
But-
know who the Night Mother is, since I'm religious and all that other schmickle-schnoff?
You can certainly make a religion check.
Watch that be a nat one.
something that I can add. Isn't the big god thing here the Dawn Father?
Yes, the
distinctly
Dawn
remember
Father,
this.
the Dawn Lord used to watch over Barovia during the day, and the Night Mother would watch over Barovia at night. But I mean, while the churches of the Morning Lord still exists, I mean, no one really knows if the Dawn Lord still exists.
Hmm.
And as for the Night Mother, her aid was always more fickle, more dangerous, but even still, she would protect people from harm if she had a reason to. But now there is only Strahd.
Alright, I'm going.
I mean, Father Donovich would speak of the Morning Lord, and he would, say the prayers, and he would perform the services. But until my father's burial, until that moment, I had never seen any sign of the Morning Lord's power or faith. Until seeing your axe, I had thought that such things were impossible, that they were fairy tales of long ago.
If I may, dear, would you allow me to read your cards? I just want to see which town we should go to, or which town you should go to, where you may be safest.
You certainly you can, should you wish. I would be all too grateful for any insight that you or your god could offer.
All right, so out of character, how do you want it to work as a DM?
Okay, so how does augury work? Is that the one where you get 3 yes or no questions?
It's for only by casting gem and oh, you know, I can just post it. What am I doing talking?
Fair enough.
You people can read.
All right.
Oh, 3 dragon.
Yeah.
All right, so then we do wheel or woe, or wheel and woe. So that makes it pretty straightforward. So you lay out the cards and specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. Okay.
So what are the second town's name? The other one that's further away?
Kresk.
So it's Valaki and Kresk. So can I ask? So I'll ask 3 questions about about the 2 towns, or if there should be a third course of action that should be taken that's unknown.
Okay.
Right.
So you perform the ritual. You take the minute. You lay out the cards, and go ahead and ask your first question.
All right. First question: would Valaki? Okay, what are the omens of Valaki? Should we go there?
I'm gonna say whoa.
Whoa.
Actually,
Okay.
no, sorry. Wheel and woe.
Yeah.
Will and woe. All right, and then I'm gonna ask it about what was the other one?
Kresk.
Kresk.
Yep.
All right, gonna ask about Kresk.
Wheel and woe.
And I'll ask if there's a third course of action that would be better.
No response.
All right. Well, it seems like whatever path we take, it's not going to be easy. Did it, like the order of will and woe, did one say woe first? Or did they both say well and woe and well and woe?
They both said will and woe.
Okay. Yeah, so I suppose either way.
So there is both good and danger ahead.
It's good and danger. Do you have any questions left, or how many questions for part of this thing? Because I have no clue. Because this is, what does it say? So it doesn't actually say if I can ask more questions.
You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity.
If you cast a spell 2 or more times before completing a long rest, the given 25% chance of getting each casting after the first, you get a random rating.
Oh, there you
So,
go.
If you keep casting it, he then can just like give you bullshit.
The answers become less reliable.
Yeah, but no, I mean like, so it's one per cast technically.
Technically, yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll remember that for the future.
Yeah, you can do it again. You just roll the dice.
All right. Well, at least we know there's some good, right? Yes, that's good. Children, freak. I don't call freak. I'm just like Myrtle and you.
Freak, ma'am. My name's Freak.
Yes, it is. You said you don't want to stay with your parents. Do you have any other relatives?
Oh, no. Everyone we know is back in Barovia, the village. We'd
Of
rather
course.
not go back there. We
Isaac.
We could stay with Ismark.
Yes,
he's
Ismark, sorry.
He's a bold warrior, and Ismark's like,
Bold, so
yeah.
Oh, yes, he's absolutely. I mean, if you want to, are you good with children?
Ismark's like, it's the duty of a burgomaster to look after his people.
That doesn't
And
make
I'm
while-
eating fish while they're doing all this.
And
I'm asleep on a rock.
oh, and are
And I
you dressed?
throw fish to the hellhounds.
And are you dressed yet?
She was
I
naked
never
the whole
took my
time.
clothes off.
That's why he gave
I
you the
was
thumbs
gonna-
up.
I was gonna throw. No, I went in with my clothes on.
Fair enough.
So I'm gonna have the hellhounds fire breath dry me off.
Fair enough. So he sets it to a dull toast, and proceeds to. Well, I mean, you've got resistance to fire damage, so.
Yep.
So I mean, you could literally walk through a fire and you'd be relatively unsinged.
Well,
So
I
yeah,
wanted to hit like the very end of it, so I get a warrant so my clothes don't burn off.
there you go. So yeah, so you manage to, you're enjoying your fish breakfast that you missed during the excitement, and you've dried yourself off via hellhound fire barf.
Yep.
And
Mario.
where were we before that? Ismark, duty to look after his people. His first priority is to his sister, but he'll do whatever he can to look after these children. There's a church in Vallaki. There's a church of the Morning Lord. Maybe the priest there could make arrangements for them, or I mean, we have to get there to find out what the options are.
Wonderful. All right, everyone get in the cart. I say that already climbing in.
So yeah, you've got that peddler's cart.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Wait, what's pulling the cart?
It's a hand cart. There's you don't have any, well, aside from the giant hellhound, medium-sized
I mean,
hellhound.
I
You don't
presume
have
you
any
had
other
the
animals.
We had the kids in the cart, so whoever was taking care of the kids would probably be pulling the cart.
I'm just not.
Okay,
Ismark doesn't mind pulling the kids, but he has no particular interest in carting Niter around like a prize pig.
yeah, the kids can go in the preteen.
What is he? Some
I know,
sort of
I'll carry the preteen.
some sort of fancy Shiba Inu or something.
Yes.
But speaking of which, if you guys take an hour short rest here, Niter had expressed some interest in doing so.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I live dangerously, but you know,
He mildly blew himself up.
I'm kind of one of our heavy hitters here.
I don't care. We can stay for an hour and then go. Should give enough time for that kid to wake up, I guess.
That too.
Yeah.
Indeed, you take a short rest, and that is the amount of time that it takes to for the young girl to regain her lucidity, her awakeness, and
I want to be right by her bedside when she
Of
wakes
course.
up.
I have her in my lap, like in a little cloak.
Oh man, Niter,
Finally.
not great.
Oh, Karma.
+1. Really?
Yes.
You're great at rolling.
Woo!
Heck.
Keep going. You got one more.
Oh yeah, we're 5.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. Yeah, come on. If I can get a 6, I can get all the.
What?
You. 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm short 2 points.
That's what you get for killing a man.
All right.
I still know
So
that I did that.
the young lass wakes up, and she looks around her in a state of confusion, and she looks up and she sits up and she's like, who are you? What-
It's okay. It's okay.
what are you-
Shh, 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 shh.
You're
You
welcome,
were-
by the way.
I am your
No,
new
it's-
master now. I have saved you from the
Okay,
water.
okay, None of you should speak. You're all very weird. Okay, listen. I don't know how to say this, but you were
Excuse you?
dumped in the
I'm the one
water.
that saved her from the
Weird.
Yes, but you're just. You were
I helped
dumped
with
in
the
the
sack.
water in a sack, apparently, and well, I mean, you're alive now. That's the good news.
I saved you.
Okay, yes, you saved her, but
I got a
Hey,
boat.
not. Give her air, everyone. Just not everybody at once.
Oh wait, I have a
Hey.
bottle for that.
A devil saved me,
She's
and then
a.
it's
Oh no,
is
she's
it?
a. No,
a
she's
hawk demon.
I'm
it's
not a
tief-
demon. I'm a lord.
They just look strange. A tiefling and a. Actually, I don't know what you are. It's
Birdman.
probably a bird. Yeah, birdman. Yes. But they did help save you, and
That's our word.
you know. Do you have a name?
Yes, my name is Arabella.
Arabella. That's a beautiful name. Do
I
you
was-
live around here?
Yes, my caravan is not too far from here. I had slipped away from my guard, and I wanted to see the city, the village. My uncles, they would not allow me to, so I had to escape in the night.
Well,
And that man, he came upon me,
man.
struck me on the head.
What man is she talking about?
There was a-
Oh,
It's the
she-
fisherman.
A
drunk.
buffoon, a drunk. He smelled of wine.
Oh.
As I was in the sack, I heard him say something about the sacrifice, about bringing the fish back or something.
What a git.
I-
Yes, well, where's
I-
your caravan?
I do not know where I am now, but just outside of Valaki, just
Yes.
to the west of Valaki.
Okay, well, we're
You-
heading that way
You
anyway.
know where that is?
Yes, we do. We're heading there. So, you can just sit in the cart with the others if you like, or you can walk with us. It's your choice. If you need anything, just ask. We have fish. I can heal you if you're hurting. I just.
Now she's in the background, just like, the fuck.
I guess that's very kind of you. She gladly accepts food and drink. She's not strictly speaking injured. She was suffocated, so once she sort of gets her rest, she'll sort of recover any injuries that she might have had.
What
But
was your
she's
name again, really quick?
Arabella.
Okay.
Through her accent, the way
Yeah.
she dressed, and the way she looks, does she look Vistani?
She is definitely Vistani, no doubt about it.
I thought so.
Wonder what happened to that guy.
Probably killed him.
Nah. They make him strong around here.
I doubt that.
Mm-hmm.
I have no care for what has happened to him. If my
Neither do I.
uncles find him, they will flay him and hang him from his heels.
I wouldn't worry about it. I'm pretty sure Niter killed him.
Okay.
I heard a
what's with
pop
all
earlier.
this? I made the fish pop. That
You
You
have
can't-
explosions. That's all you do. I'm sure you exploded the guy off of you, and he's dead now.
You know, if you talk to me once in a while, you know I'm also a trained opera singer, but no, we just have to go with the explosions part.
That sounds like a remarkably specific scenario.
I rolled weird at creation.
No, I meant the blowing of him off of you.
He was
Anyway.
That's what
We respect him and all his choices.
exactly.
Anyway,
So-
she's happy to sit in the pushcart, and Ismark, eager to serve his people, is happy to pull it.
I'll ask the girl if she's ever been to Valaki before, or was she knocked in the head before she got there?
I was just outside of the village. There is a wall all around, and the gates were barred. So I was sneaking around to see if I could find some way in, when that man, he surprised me.
The caravan that you travel with, have they ever spoke of Valaki?
Yes, they said that my uncle said that we were stopping at Valaki to meet with the in your language you would say the elves of sunrise,
The
dusk,
Sun Elves?
the dusk elves.
Dusk. Huh.
I got nothing.
Never heard of him.
Locals? That mean anything to you?
Ismark and Irina sort of look at each other and they say, there are tales of elves living somewhere out in this direction, but we always thought they were folklore, that elves had all been wiped away from this land long ago, except for visitors. And Irina just sort of gestures towards Leo.
Can I insight this girl to see if like she is kind of innocent and just would tell us stuff because she's happy to be alive, or
Go
she's
right ahead.
maybe? Yeah,
Yeah, you're not sure what the
I'm not sure.
what the deal is.
So I'll just ask her: have you ever been through mist that other people can't go through before?
Yes, my people travel through the mist.
How do they do that?
It is a secret. I cannot tell you. So
Well,
I
we
owe
saved
you
your life.
So I owe you my life. I would be betraying my people if I told you this.
I begin going for the bag.
She sort of, she's seeing this. She jumps up and she looks ready to flee.
And I begin folding it up nice and neat so we can take it with us.
Of course. So she's
Free stuff. I like free stuff.
The implied threat has left her more than a little bit rattled, and she says, maybe I should make my way back to my uncle's on my own.
No, you'll be
Be
safe with
safe
us.
for
Don't
once.
worry. He's really bad at jokes. That's all.
Okay, can you guys hear
What do
me?
you mean? Oh.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you missed me threatening the child unintentionally.
Wait, what? Wait, how did you threaten me?
I saw a free bag and I went for it. Apparently she doesn't like bags anymore. You know, she's weird like
Don't
that.
thi- don't
Oh,
think she likes
yeah.
short people anymore either.
I know I don't.
Says you
I'll
5
just-
foot nothing.
I'll just tell her
I
that he's
didn't
really
drown
bad at
her.
jokes. She'll be safe with us.
Well, provided that the gray-skinned devil doesn't come back towards her, she sort of settles down and heads back to the cart, and she sort of eagerly begins talking with the 2 other children.
And do I know she's Vistani, or I wouldn't know that, right?
Sense of tell.
I don't think you've met any Vistani, so you wouldn't know the difference.
Sanity. We done here?
Yeah, let's start walking. And as we walk, I'm going to cast message on the Hellhound.
Cast
Next.
what?
Message on the Hellhound.
Okay, so what do you tell the
Message
Hellhound?
to- Oh,
Just
you're talking.
telepathic, just me and him. Nobody else can hear it. Nothing. So I'm just gonna look at him while we're walking, and I'll just simply ask, "Can you understand me?"
And the Hellhound stops, and as it was walking beside Nemia, it turns and it looks at you.
I don't mean this in a bad way, but a lot of people wouldn't be thrilled to be around you, and some might try to harm. And I'll kind of give a nod to Nemia, her and you for you being around her.
It begins to growl.
Yes, I know it's a shame, but the town we're going into. If you would let me, I could make you invisible so you won't cause trouble.
It continues growling away at the same pitch.
I'm just gonna shake my head at him and then drop message.
All right. So you guys hike the 2 miles from the lake shore to Valaki.
I want to talk to the Hellhound while we're actually walking.
Sure, you can talk to your Hellhound all you like. I think you can, if I'm not mistaken, I think you might even be able to communicate telepathically with him because he's your familiar.
I think so, yeah.
Let me read what the thing says.
Or depending
Regardless.
on his intelligence
Okay.
level. Like, he might
Okay.
just be able to give imprints of things.
Yeah. I'm pretty much so telepathically. I'm gonna ask him, did my father tell you the details of this mission he wants me to do?
The Hellhound just sort of looks at you blankly.
Okay, I say bark once for yes and 2 for no.
It barks twice.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Do you know why you were brought here?
It barks once.
Yeah, once for yes. Okay. Did he say who would be coming after me?
Barks twice.
Do you have any good idea of what could come after me?
Barks once.
How bad would it be if these things actually find me here? Would it be really bad?
Begins to growl viciously.
I'll take that as a yes. So she's gonna stop the communication, just kind of be in her own head the whole time she's walking, trying to figure out who would want to come after her, and sad that her imp is gone, and just trying to pretty much process all the shit she went through the night before. It was a lot.
All right.
Alright,
2
a few
miles.
minutes later, after I'm
Yep.
done talking to the Hellhound, I'll cast a message on Nemia.
Oh, so many
All right.
secrets.
Now you're
Gotta-
communicating telepathically with Nemia.
I'm just gonna say Nemia. It's Leonard.
What?
Don't
How are
worry,
you
just keep
doing
walking. It's, I can do it. I can just talk to people. As long as you think back, I can hear you. Don't worry. I was wondering about your new pet, shall we say? Is he more of a servant or just a bodyguard that won't listen to you, and he's just gonna protect you?
He's a bodyguard. He will probably try to bite, maim, kill anyone that comes close to me.
Well, I already tried to talk him in for me to turn him invisible while we go into town, and he didn't seem to like that.
You could talk to wow. So you can talk to anybody with this thing?
Any creature, anything that's alive per se.
I could probably convince him to let you turn him invisible if you think that would help.
Well, we wouldn't have a hellhound walking through the town.
That is true.
You have my cloak, so you can put that on. We just look like some weird
Yeah.
people besides a hellhound, and to them, a devil.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of give her a nod, and then I'll drop the message.
Okay. I'm gonna go back and convince the hellhound to do invisibility to make it easier.
You tell it to you tell it to allow the spell to be cast on it, and it will stand there willingly.
Awesome.
Once we're like right out of town, almost like right where people's gonna start seeing us, that's where I'll cast it.
Do I notice him doing this? Or like
Do you
Well, I'm
notice-
guessing you'll notice like us stopping right before we get to town. I'm guessing.
It ain't
Yeah,
exactly a subtle spell.
so what I mean is like would I recognize that's what he's doing?
Well, before we get to right outside of town, if you guys check out the journal, you'll notice that you begin seeing flyers tacked to trees, and these flyers are the Wolf's Head Jamboree posters that I've added to
There it is.
the journal section.
Oh, there we go.
All will be well.
Anyone unsettled by the fact that it says attendance is required?
Yep. We agreed for
Maybe they just
once.
Maybe they just put a lot of effort in it and they don't want it to go to waste.
Greatest
I doubt that
celebration
with
of
this
the
place.
year. Well,
Just keep your wits about you in this town, apparently.
yeah.
Safe, safe, safe. Hopefully
Yeah.
that's not
So-
the woe.
Yeah.
The old Swallich Road meanders into a valley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against the wall, as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. The dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted in the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are half a dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them.
Lovely.
Oh.
Ugh.
So you guys are a couple hundred yards outside of the town. Haven't been
Arabella,
noticed yet.
here, you said your caravan was nearby?
Yeah, the hellhound's going invisible.
Can
I'll
you
just look
guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes.
Oh, I hear you.
Okay. All right. I gotta know if Arabella heard me.
I'm sorry, what did you ask, Arabella?
If we're near her caravan, or do we see it?
No, it is set up on the other end of town, on the western side.
All right.
As the crow flies, we gotta go through town.
You want to go to town anyway, right? So
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Let's go to a
Attendance.
jamboree.
Well, attendance is mandatory.
Yep.
Yeah,
should we sneak in then?
I mean, it's a festival. And
Why
take it
should-
from a guy who likes to, do some things at festivals. Like, typically, if you don't act suspicious, no one questions you. I'd say cloaks up, we'd be fine. someone catches you slinking in the shadows, you either better have a good excuse, or you better start showing some skin. If you catch my drift.
I'll pretend I don't.
I do not.
Oh yeah, you could be naked right now. We couldn't tell. I don't like
Thank you.
thinking
I
about
shall
that
remember
now.
that.
Anyways, we have 1 hour to either find somewhere we can kind of rest at for a moment, or get on the other side of the town, out of town, before my visibility wears off.
Ismark says, let's go inside. We can find accommodations in the village.
Let's go.
Okay. Just to be safe for myself, I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on myself
Okay?
to make myself look. Oh fuck! I'm still a gnome.
Like another self.
Yes. I make my third personality look different. No, gonna make myself just look kind of look like a kid, just like human
Sure.
child.
All
I'm gonna make
right.
myself look like Leo, kinda, and just stay near him.
All right. So you now
You're
look
gonna
like
be a child of me.
No, I'm gonna look like your kid.
you look
Yeah,
like Leo's
sick.
kid brother.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So we've got an invisible hellhound. We've got Nemia with her hood pulled up over her face. Aramax, what is our bird demon gonna do?
Oh dear. Let's see.
Should have
eagle-
saved it for him.
I don't think there's no amount of disguise in the world that would have fixed me.
I mean,
Yeah,
cloak
you
up.
would
Let's
need
see. Yeah.
seeming to change him anyway. You can't use disguise up on somebody else. So.
Yeah. Oh,
At,
no, I got it. And I pull out the bag. I put the bag over him, cut little holes out for his arms and his head, and then I put a cloak over that, so it just looks like he's wearing a bag.
You know,
Yes,
one of those
Podunk
baghead
farmer.
people.
beautiful. Yes.
I feel like I'm back in school.
No one with a burlap sack on their head has ever been a difficulty.
No. I put the sack over his body. His
How
head-
big is this sack?
It can hold up to 60 pounds. It puts a person in it.
Ismark says, I'll just vouch for you, okay?
Thank you so much. Can I take the bag off?
You can. I mean, that's between you and your bag, I guess.
I tear the bag into tiny pieces and give them back to the little one.
I pocket it.
So, you guys approach the Iron Town gates, and there are 2 guards sort of standing back a little ways. And as you approach, they step up to the gates, and they're wearing chainmail, and they've got shields and helms, and they each have a pike. And as you approach, they call out, "Who goes there?" And Ismark walks up, and he explains that he's Ismark Kolyanovich, son of the burgomaster of the village of Barovia, and that he has come with his retinue, seeking safe haven for his sister, Ilrina Kolyana. And if you could all be let in, that would be great. And he would like to know where he can find lodging, and then speak to the burgomaster of Balaki. And the 2 guards look at each other, and they open up the gates, and they say, you can head to the Blue Water Inn, and then you can, after that, I'm sure not long after that, the burgomaster will send someone around to speak to you. And that's that. You guys are into the village. Is there anything that you guys want to say to these 2 guardsmen before you head on inside?
Nope.
Nope.
Good day.
Very good.
Good day.
So you tip your collective hats at them as you wander in, and you head along. You follow the road, and Valaki is a much more lively place than the village of Barovia was. You see people moving around through the streets, and you see a lot of people who just sort of have an uncomfortable, sort of forced smile on their face, but at least they're out and about, which is better than you could say for the village of Barovia. The wooden palisade seems to keep out the mist and the worst of the minions of Strahd, and people here seem to be, going about regular life. And so you enter into the village, and as you're passing along the road towards the inn, you see a large stockyard, and it has several locked sheds along its periphery, and it lies adjacent to a roomy warehouse. A wooden sign above the front gate reads Arasek Stockyard, and this in itself would not be terribly noticeable, except for the fact that parked at the south end of the stockyard is a sturdy carnival wagon. Its colorful paint is peeling off, and faded lettering on the sides spell out the words Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. And you can now find that wagon in the journal under handouts.
Yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that stockyard is, I suppose, since I have a map, I could use it to point things out. Let's see, where's that thing that makes a circle up here where you
this?
click? Yeah, where's that? How do I do that?
It's on by default.
Okay. Maybe I need to switch layers.
That would do it, because you wouldn't want to ping, like, DM layer.
Yeah, it's not letting me do it because my stupid thing, my mouse.
Oh, there it is. Right here?
Nope, I'm still not doing it. Okay, let me try again.
You got to hold it down a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You gotta give it a sec.
When you double click, you hold down on the second click.
You can just hold down on one click and it
Yeah.
works.
Oh,
Yeah. Little color
All right.
bombs are going off.
not me. Not me. We'd be losing a whole
agree.
lot of city if it was me.
All right. So this is the gate with which you guys enter.
Oh.
This is the stockyard. You guys proceed
Oh, that worked.
along this road. And
Ooh.
let's see, are there any other noticeable buildings along the way? There are not. Until you
So-
arrive here.
Her caravan's over here, right?
The west side
Yeah.
of town.
Yeah.
So
let's-
somewhere over there, yep.
Okay.
So let's see, that brings you guys to the Blue Water Inn. Gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large two-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall. And Leo, as soon as you spot this place, you feel something, and the ravens up on the roof begin cawing like mad.
Can
Sounds
I
like they like
like
you,
the
Leonard.
ravens
Caw caw.
to see if they're trying to warn me or they're just
Oh,
warning
you go.
somebody else per se?
Don't
Raven. Am I right?
Don't the birds here work for you know who?
What are you guys talking about?
Actually, along that note, this Stradh guy tore that fucking graveyard to hell. Just getting you. If this place was safe before, I don't think it is now. Assuming he wants her. And I think now he knows. Oh.
Well, let's get rooms, shall we?
Yeah.
And
So-
just by the way, while we're walking through here, would I see any kind of general store or anything like that? Just a real quick pickup for me.
Ah,
I just want some
the-
thieves' tools. That's it.
the stockyard actually acts as a general store. So you would have noticed a sign for sundry goods there as well.
I just want to pop in real fast and just buy some thieves' tools. We don't have to
Alright.
RP it out if you don't want.
No, that's fine. So you pop inside, and inside you find folks. Where the yes. Okay. So inside you find Gunther and Yelena Arasek, who are glad to sell you anything you like. Let me just grab the book here.
I guess if I'm walking in, I'll just look around to see if anything's unusual.
Oh, I'm with you
You
on
know,
this.
just any unusual items or anything.
It looks fairly straightforward. They don't have any sort of weapons. They just sort of have most of the things that would appear under adventuring gear in the player's handbook. And I'm just looking here. Where is the listing for? They're under tools.
Can I look for shady people? I don't know if I would say it like.
Oh no, I gotcha. You can totally check for shady people.
Like I would think I'd be able to recognize.
Yeah, you make the signal. You do the thing. You call like the cuckoo. And all right. So Leo, you cast about, and you look. It looks like they have what you want. A set of tools, including a small file, set of lockpicks, small mirror mounted on a handle, set of narrow-bladed scissors, a pair of pliers. Yeah, all the usual stuff.
Yes. Alright, I'll pick all of that up, you know. Just take it up to the desk.
All
I
right,
would like
so
to buy all this.
Gunther looks it over, and he says, 125 gold.
Am I near him
gonna
when that happens? Can I like inside check him?
I'm inside checking him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Beth, that's the price. The price is the price. If you don't want it, you're free to turn around and head right back out the way you came, stranger.
Gonna give him a nod? Well, maybe another day once I make a little bit more gold.
Sure. You just keep on your hustle. I'm sure you'll get it together someday.
And I'll put everything back to where I found it?
Yeah, he's keeping an eye on you.
Alright, I don't steal anything. I'm just gonna put everything back because I took it and brought it up there.
Very good.
Have a good day.
All right.
I'll
So,
walk out.
Beth, why don't you go ahead and give us a diplomacy check for charisma as you cast
There
about.
is no diplomacy, so what would I be clicking instead?
Persuasion?
I'm sorry, persuasion. Yeah.
Diplomacy. That's Pathfinder.
Nope. I am not convincing at all.
So you look around and you sort of make the gesture and you leave the sign. You put a white rock underneath a black rock as you bend down to pretend to adjust your boot. And well, who knows what'll come of it.
Okay, would I notice what she's doing?
That depends. Are you going to make a persuasion check? A perception check? Apparently, I just have no idea what anything is.
Okay, because as part of my background, I do a similar thing to that.
Okay.
Can I just point out that I can't do that at all?
Fuck.
So I don't know why it was suggested. Because
God.
I'm not a rogue. I don't know thieves can't unless
Nope.
I do. I don't, so I wasn't doing that. I was just looking for people. I wasn't signaling like, yo, boo-boo, come here.
Right.
No,
right.
I gotcha.
Right,
But
sorry.
the long and the short is that you don't find anyone that you're looking for, and Niter is wow, these are some lovely buildings.
Damn. Alright. Well, guess we hold up for the night.
All right. So, are we all good with the streets? We're ready for the inn.
Wait, what about the kid?
Which
I'll
kid?
go where she. Arabella, I assume. I'll go wherever she goes.
Oh, she's right there in the cart. She's where she wanted to be. She is seeing what she wanted to see now. She's happy.
Right, well, you guys can go to the inn. Arabella, do you want to explore the city with me?
She sort of looks down at her like soaking wet shift. She said, I would prefer to change into something more appropriate.
Do I see anybody selling clothes?
You do not.
Do you want to go back and get dressed? I thought you weren't allowed to be here.
Let's see what they have at the inn.
All right, to the inn.
So you guys arrive at the Blue Water Inn, where the fowl up on the rafters proceed to give Leo their introduction, and so there's the
Can
front
I
door.
Arcana check? Sorry, can I Arcana check the Ravens real quick?
Absolutely.
Because I'm curious why they keep showing up. Damn it.
It is said that ravens are a sign of ill omen.
Do I notice her, like, when someone makes an arcane check, is there actually, like, something they're doing with their hands or their mouth, or is there glowing?
No. Arcana is strictly a knowledge-based thing these days.
All right, so I wouldn't know that she's doing that to help
Correct.
her. Okay.
So yeah, ravens. They're crazy. Am I right?
I'm gonna turn to Leo. Why do these ravens just keep finding you?
Me,
about-
it's the group.
What about ravens now?
I throw a rock at him.
Like, well, they found us at the campsite, and now they're here.
What makes you
You did
think they
get the raven card
found you?
from that. What was it? You got the raven card from the personal reading. Do you think that has anything to do with the reason why we see ravens all the time now?
Perhaps, I don't know, honestly.
Is their conversation enough to go off of for me to want to make an arcana check? Does this sound weird? Or
Hey, that's your call.
yeah, well, I mean, I'll attempt. Hey, attempts.
Wow.
Well, ravens.
Bloody hell.
They are birds, and they are rumored to be of ill portent, and sometimes they carry the souls of the dead to the afterworld, and I mean, sometimes there are various spirits or evil creatures can transform into ravens, or vice versa. So ravens can definitely be not just ravens.
Right, I'll
Sometimes,
just
and
convey that.
evil creatures can also use ravens as their eyes and ears. That's been known.
All right, so I'll convey all of that schloop.
I now throw a firework at the ravens.
As
Don't
soon as I see
fire-
him start reaching for a firework, I'm like, wait. Are you gonna wait?
Yeah?
How many ravens are up there?
3.
One by one, I'm gonna go through and try to talk to them through message. See if I get a response.
So as soon as you start doing some magic, they fly off. Message has components, verbal or somatic or otherwise.
It's something.
Well,
I don't think it has verbal. I think that's the whole point.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I would think so.
I believe I do like a hand sign.
Somic.
So
It has a
that's about it.
material component.
Yeah, I do a
Or-
hand sign.
It has a verbal, somatic, and material component.
Oh.
Really?
So you have to you start whispering to yourself, and you start waving around this bit of copper wire. And as soon as you do so, the ravens GTFO.
All right.
They fly away.
Should let me kill
Well,
him.
the firecracker wouldn't have killed him.
You shouldn't be shooting off in the city anyway.
It did once.
Let's just go in.
All right. So you head in the front door of the inn, and there are damp cloaks hanging from pegs in the entrance portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs and narrow paths meandering between them. A bar stretches along one wall under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. Another balcony overhangs an entrance to the east. All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in a dull orange light and cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques. And as you enter, there is a woman behind the bar. Let's see, where is she? Ah, yes. Danica. Where is her description? Here, I've got her description. Right here. Why don't you go ahead and check out the journal? There's now an image there called the Martikovs. And the lady in question is behind the bar, the one with the... where did her picture go?
The feathers in her hair?
That's the one.
Oh.
So she's behind the bar, and she's sort of wiping down the bar, and this place stands in stark contrast to the blood of the vine that you saw back in Barovia Village, and it looks homey. It looks welcoming, and as she looks up and sees, the whole pack of you coming in, she says, "Come in, come in. Welcome to the Blue Waters Inn." And in fact, she, as you start to traipse in the lot of you, and there's like 7 adults and 6 adults and 4 children with you, so you're quite the pack, because Niter is masquerading as a child. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you have 7 adults and 4 children with you, so you're quite the group as you traipse in. And
Disney film.
yeah, you guys rolled deep. You guys rolled deep with your posse. And as you come in, and there's just like more and more of you coming, Danica sort of comes out from around the bar. And she's like, "Please come in. What are you? Oh, what? I can only imagine what journey you've been on." And then she sort of stops and looks at Leo, and she sort of hustles towards him and throws her arms around him in a hug. "Cousin, it's so good that you've returned to us."
I immediately insight check.
Go right ahead.
I know this shit.
Outside of, I don't know this woman, do I?
You do not.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
It's like,
Yeah, I
I
don't.
would also like to insight this woman to see
I-
if she's crazy or trying to play something off.
Go right ahead.
I know this routine.
I can't roll above a 10, even
So
though I have a
Leo-
+2.
You're a bit confused about what's going on, and Niter, she seems genuinely shocked. Like she's
I'm gonna
not.
play along.
She's not putting on any kind of show or anything. She seems shocked to see Leo and glad to see him. And then she says, "Please let me get a look at you." And she sort of holds him out at arm's length, and she says, I'm sorry. I must have mistaken you for someone else. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to be familiar."
Oh, don't worry about it. Did somebody that looked like me though?
Yes. You look like a cousin of mine. I'm very sorry. We don't get that as many visitors here as we might like. I rushed to judgment. Please forgive me.
It's fine.
Yes. I'm sorry. That aside, please welcome to the Blue Water. We have my husband is preparing meals. You're no doubt all hungry. Are you hungry? Do you want wine? Do you want food? We rooms as well.
Do you have baths and to dry clothes?
Yes, we do. We have a bath. We have a bathhouse out back. If you wish to partake it, I'll have the boys begin preparing the water. And she claps her hands and just sort of yells out in a screeching holler. Where are those two kids? Should probably start writing these down someday. Brom, Bray, and she says, "Boys, come down and help me attend to our guests." And you hear some thumping come from above, and the two little boys in the picture appear, and they sort of have an aloof look as they sort of take you all in. But when they see that there's some kids among you, they sort of brighten at the suggestion that there might be some playmates about. So they quickly go about doing what their mother asks, which is heating up some water in the for the bathhouse. So they head out there to take care of that.
I go over to Nemia and I say, "Alright, a couple young boys setting up water for you. I wouldn't trust them walls as far as I could throw them."
I was suggesting it for Arabella, actually. I mean, you probably want to get into something warm after being that frigid water, I assume.
Yes, that would be most welcome. And
Joke
Danik
still
says,
stands.
"Oh, you poor dear, look at you. You're soaked to death." And she says, "Come this way. We'll get you fixed up right away." And she proceeds to take Arabella and the other two kids away towards the back of the establishment.
Yeah, I'm sticking with
I'm gonna
wait,
go
how
up to
old
the
do I
bar
look?
and get some drinks.
That's up to you. It's your illusion.
I mean, I want to be a foot taller, so I'm like 4 foot something.
Well, you can't really stretch your height very much with that illusion. I think you can only.
I do look a foot taller, though. I remember that.
Okay, fair enough. That's about as far as you can take it.
Yeah, so as much as that is for a child.
Yeah, so I guess that means that she would bring you along as well if you're going. No, you said you're staying with Leo.
Oh no! I'm not going with the creepy woman. Nope. Nuh-uh.
Okay.
I'm going with her, though.
That's fine. That's fine. She escorts you back through the bar and then through a kitchen. The room looks like the kitchen of someone who loves to cook. It has piles of pots, walls lined with utensils, and shelves of ingredients, and all manner of pleasant odors. 2 lanterns hang above a sturdy pine work table in the middle of the clutter. A pot of soup bubbles on the hearth. And that is where you meet Erwin Martikov, who is the gentleman in the picture. And despite his rather stern demeanor there, he looks like he is genuinely a happy gentleman, and he's very pleased to sort of be in the kitchen preparing a meal for you all. And when he sees the children, he's delighted, and he opens up a small brick oven, and he pulls out some decidedly not evil-looking pastries, completely
P.S. the evil babies.
completely different from the evil pastries that you guys had encountered previously. I just want to be clear on that.
I can fix it up later.
And he offers one to each of you. Well, the children first, of course, and they're all glad to take them. Freak and Myrtle are a little reticent at first, but they warm up to the idea once they sort of see that this is a nice place and there aren't any barrels of demon ichor laying around. They've had bad luck with baked goods in the past.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Danica is eager to take you all out through the kitchen. There's a back door, which is actually locked, and she unlocks it with a key hanging from her belt, and then she takes you out back around some stables where you hear the whicker of a horse, and there's a small sort of bathhouse there where the boys are sort of crouching down beneath, starting a fire beneath some tubs of water that are inside. and she proceeds to see that all the kids get cleaned, and she also provides some new clothing. Freak and Myrtle didn't really have much in the way of clothing either. They were pretty ratty. So she sees all three of the children dressed in some of the boys' hand-me-downs with some alterations, and she quickly sort of sets about making sure that all three of them sort of look respectable again. Meanwhile, Erwin, promptly, brings out heaping bowls of warm beet stew and fresh bread for everybody else in the front of the inn, and locals start to stream in to enjoy the lunch as well. He seems to be collecting some silver from the folks, from the locals, but he doesn't say anything about money to you guys.
Huh.
I insight check. Nope, I don't trust free stuff. Fuck.
he just doesn't seem overly concerned about it at the moment.
I'll try insight check, but I doubt it's going to be any better. Oh,
Hey.
never mind.
So Mr. Markakov is a generous soul, and it seems that for the most part, the food is gratis. He's charging people for drinks, specifically wine, and also some people are getting served up steaks, and they're paying for those as well. And you guys, thus far, are just enjoying the hot beet soup and fresh bread, and that appears to be part of the hospitality. But if anyone is interested in wine or a steak, he gladly offers those up as well.
Huh. Interesting.
When he comes by me, I'm going to ask how much how much gold for a room or how much silver for a room.
It's one electrum piece for a bed for the night, and we have some rooms with 4 beds, some rooms with 2 beds. You can sort of work that out amongst yourselves, but we promise the bed, and that comes with soup and bread. If you would like a steak, you can have that. A wolf steak, we have those for 1 electrum. We also have wine. We have purple grape mash for 3 coppers a pint, or you can have some red dragon crush. And he really he gives the that's the good stuff symbol for a silver a pint.
Well, when I first came in this town, I went to a general goods store, and I was trying to buy simple tools.
Yeah.
That should have been anywhere from 20 to 30 gold, but the man was trying to charge me over 300. Do you know a reasonable general store in this town?
I'm afraid there's just the wagon yard. I've never known them to charge I've never known Gunther and Yelena to charge more than was fair. I'm sorry if the prices here are a bit higher than what you're used to. Here in Vallaki, we sort of have to make do with what we can. We don't get a lot of trade from the outside. But I mean, you seem like outsiders, and he really stops for a second and looks at you, Leo, and he says, he puts a hand on your shoulder. He says, Where are you from? You from, stranger?
Uh-oh.
You look
around, not from Vallaki though.
No, I know I've never seen you before, but there's something about you. Is your family from around here or somewhere? Do I know? You look familiar somehow.
Well, I believe your wife said I looked like her cousin.
Oh, you know what? That's it. Exactly. You look like her. You know what? I'm sorry for for being so inquisitive. If there's anything you need, just please let me know, and I will do my best to help you. And if I can't, I'll send one of my 2 little Hellraisers to get it for you.
Well, I do have a question. I'll lean in because through the flyer, it looks like it might not be a good thing to just say openly. Just kind of lean in and whisper, "What's the deal with the Wolfhead Jamboree?
Oh,
It said
the
mandatory."
Yes, mandatory. Children especially. No, everyone has to. Don't worry. The Wolfhead Jamboree was last week. That's over with. I think there's another festival coming up this week, though, in a couple days. If you want to check out the town square, they should be setting up for the next one. Don't worry about the Wolfhead Jamboree. It was a dull affair. They all are. Yeah, but it's like the man says, all will be well, and he sort of chuckles at the joke. Oh, yeah. Anyway, but no, seriously, all that aside, I mean, if there's anything I can do to help, I'm your man. Erwin Martikov.
I will take one room.
We all jump down that man's throat as soon as he finishes this. It's like, what?
Yeah, I'm inside checking for that whole jamboree business.
Same.
I'll just pile on your insights.
Inside.
Nope. It's like I don't trust free people. Nope. There's a trick. There's a play here. What is it? Because like just down the road, they were gonna sacrifice a child. Ain't buying it. Oh, sorry, Shirley. Mark?
Yes. So Aramax, you're into that beet soup like it's nobody's business. That is some good stuff. And you're like, huh? Somebody said something about wolf heads? Who cares, right? I mean, hey.
Thank you. I don't need it on soup.
And the bread is so hot and crusty. It's good stuff. And as for Nemia, you're like, he seems like a pretty genuine guy. You're not clear on the details. It seems strange, but hey, you know what? He seems like he's on the up and up.
What do I pick up?
What did you get? Oh, you got the 21.
Yeah, I was the first one to jump in.
Right. You know what? He seems completely genuine, and he seems a bit confused about Leonard. Like, genuinely, there's something about Leonard that is putting him off his host sort of duties, but he doesn't seem menacing or anything like that.
Aye.
While the husband's around, I'm gonna ask, excuse me, sir, how did you get all these wolf heads on the walls?
We have two local hunters, Zoldar and Yevgeny. They'll be in a little bit later. I mean, they're here most every night when they're not out hunting, and they don't hunt at night, so that means they're here every night. And yeah, they hunt wolves, and they provide us with meat, and they provide us with these lovely trophies. And I mean, no one else would do it. I mean, most people won't leave the town gates even during the day, let alone at night. And for them to go out hunting the wolves, I mean, those are Strahd's creatures. They take their life in their hands every time they set out those gates. But I guess you guys came from outside of Vallaki. Did you encounter many wolves or other creatures? I've heard that there are also werewolves in the woods.
We destroyed half a dozen of them.
Some wolves.
Wait, hold on. I gotta count. 18? It was 18. Yeah, it was 18.
Wow, that's
18.
a bold claim, young man.
He encountered the vampire himself.
Oh, right, yeah. I sneeze and come back as Snyder.
Ah! And the gentleman, Erwin, he draws back a little bit, and then he just sort of looks at Leo, and he says, oh okay, well, that was unexpected.
Yeah, allergies. Really messes with my nasal cavities.
Do you have any other surprises I should be aware of before before we go much further here?
I put my hand near the helm that is, I'm assuming, like sitting under the table from where I am.
Right
I
beside.
say, no, nothing.
Well, he's
Like I
invisible, so
said,
he's
I would
fine.
like a room.
Of course. I mean, there are beds for all of you. Anyway, yes. What was I saying about wolves? Wolves and dire wolves prowl the woods, and they're not afraid to attack travelers on the road. It's only well-armed hunters and trappers who manage to kill these wolves, but there are always more, and they're a constant threat. That's why we have the wall to keep us safe. I mean, it's an unending. It's every day. If you're not careful, people will disappear. I mean, I've heard that Bluto went missing last night. No one knows where he is, but he'll probably turn up. I mean, it's not the first time that he's gotten drunk in a ditch somewhere.
Did you say Pluto or Bluto?
Bluto.
Like,
Okay.
have we
Pluto
asked
Krogerov.
Mickey or Popeye? Because one of them should know.
I'm afraid
Popeye is Pluto.
I'm afraid I don't know either of those gentlemen, but I can ask around, see if anyone knows them.
Any distinguishing features?
Well, he's a bit of a drunk. And
He doesn't own a boat, does he?
Well, yes, he liked to go out fishing. He was the only one. He was the only, and I mean, I don't think he'd caught anything in years. Everyone says that the lake is just as dangerous as the woods, but he was the only one that still dared to venture out on the waters. I suppose being drunk as he was, he just wasn't aware of the danger.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear
That's
being
what-
drunk at sea is dangerous.
Well, you know
if you
what they
like,
say.
we can check in on him for you if you like. If you like.
Well, he's no kin of mine, but we're all in this together after all. It's like the man says, all will be well. But seriously, we have to look after each other.
Right. Totally
Mhm.
sympathize. I can feel you staring in the back of my
How
head.
many
Stop.
electrum equals 1 gold?
2. No, Electrum is half a gold?
Correct. So 5 silver to an electrum, and 2 electrum to a gold.
I've never heard anyone use the Electrum currency. I'm just like, oh, well, wait, what's the conversion? What's the conversion? Yeah.
Oh, but listen, I feel I should.
I'm also gonna ask. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I feel I should warn you that if you plan to go into the town square and inquire about whatever the next festival is, just be aware that speaking ill of the festivals is not advised. Anyone who sort of speaks ill of his projects, the burgomaster tends to declare them in league with the devil, and they tend to get arrested fairly quickly. So just sort of keep your opinions to yourself if you have anything that you feel you need to say about that.
Hail the Burgermeister.
Yes, Baron Vargas Vlakovich. He's he does the best he can. I don't know how that compares, but I mean we're all relatively safe here, and that counts for something.
All right.
Oh, and keep an eye out for his henchman, Izek Strazny. I mean, you'll notice him right away. He has sort of a monstrous arm. It's said that he can conjure fire, and he's one to strike first and ask questions later. So just do your best to stay out of his way, okay? I don't want to see any of you. I don't want to see any of you harmed. And he just sort of claps his hand on Leo's shoulder for a second and says, "Yeah, I want to make sure you all are okay."
Okay, and then I
to know
asked-
what that means.
What is the most expensive drink that you have here?
Well, I'm afraid it's been a long time since we have anything too fine. The Wizard of Wine's vineyard hasn't been able to produce Champagne de l'Estampe for many years, but we still have plenty of Red Dragon Crush for the time being. So if you'd like some of that, there's
How
plenty
much
of
for
that to be had.
a air bottle?
Well, we would normally serve a pint for a silver, so I will give you a. You can all. We have them in casks, and he points over to 3 large barrels behind the bar. So he says, "I'll gladly serve you up. How about 4 pints for 3 silver?"
Okay, I give him 3 silver.
All right, and he proceeds to serve you up a pint, and you've got 3 more where that's coming from.
Bring
Screw
them
the
all
good-
at once, please.
All right, he brings up 4 pints of Red Dragon Crush wine.
And I
Screw the
just
good
start
stuff. What's
chugging
the strong
while
stuff?
I'm eating.
Ah, well, that would be Grape Mash, number 9.
Stronger.
Uh,
I wanted to take the paint off the insides of my teeth.
Well, I'm afraid we don't have much in the way of spirits here. Maybe
Ironic.
maybe the hunters would have something of that sort, but like I said, we have plenty of Grape Mash.
Fine. Pint of that.
This stuff is pretty good. And I shake my empty pint.
So yeah, so the Red Dragon Crush is a thoroughly serviceable wine. It's very good. The Purple Grape Mash number 3, which goes for 3 coppers a pint, is it's decent. It gets the job done. But Erwin Martikov seems very pleased that you're enjoying the Red Dragon Crush. He seems to be very pleased by that fact.
I give
I'm
him
glad
a
you
silver
like
and I just keep drinking.
Very well then. So yeah, there you go. So Niter is enjoying some wine. Nemia is enjoying some wine.
Lots of wine.
Where's Ismark at this time?
Oh, he's right here with you guys.
All right. I don't know what room he gave me, but I guess he gave me some kind of key. Yes.
He did not. He said there's a bed for you upstairs. Take your pick.
Okay.
How much was it for a room?
It's 1 electrum per night for a bed.
Then yeah, I'll pay up right now too.
There you go.
Me too.
I'll pay up as well. Yeah.
There you go.
So then,
I'll look at Ismark. It's been a long day. We should retire to our rooms fairly quickly.
Well,
I'll just give him a look.
he seems about to say something, and he says, "All right, I see your. I think you have a good point." And everybody sort of finishes up their lunch, and to the north of the common room, there's a set of stairs going up, and there's a. Oh, I'm sorry. The guest rooms are on the other side.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Martikov points out that you just head back out the door, and there's a set of stairs on the outside, and that goes up to, and he points up from the common room. There's a balcony on the sort of west side of the room, and there's a balcony on the east side of the room. The east side, which is out the front, has the shorter balcony, and he points to a couple doors up there, and he says, so head outside, go up the stairs, and take any bed you like.
Just give him a nod. Well, thank you. And start heading that way.
I
All right.
order 4 more pints of that wine and then head to my room.
There's plenty of Red Dragon Crush to be had.
Are the kids done with their bath by now, or?
Yes, indeed. Meanwhile, out in the bathhouse, the children have been bathed and clothed appropriately. And you know what, Miss Martikov, she seems to just be like really concerned about the kids. She's a very motherly figure, and you can tell that she looks after her sons, Brahm and Bray, and she keeps them busy, and she just genuinely comes off as a nice, likable, reliable person.
Did she give her first name, or
Her name is Dania.
Adenia?
Sorry, Danica.
Oh, Danica. Okay. Danica.
Yes.
You seem to be good with children.
Well, I've got my 2 boys to look after.
Yes, yes. Well, it seems, and she kind of goes hush. These children were captured by well, not captured. I wish that were the case. They were given by their parents to the hags. And
Oh, how
they
terrible.
don't have anywhere to go.
Say no
we're
more.
thinking, oh, okay.
Say no more. We have some family out in the countryside, but in a safe spot. We can have them. We can see that they're taken care of, if that's what you're asking.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll see that these little ones are all looked after. And so once once all the kids are taken care of, Arabella, throughout the whole thing, she seems to act a little stuck up at times, like she's expecting something better. Like when she goes to get into the bath, she sort of like expects someone else to sort of attend to her and like wash her hair and do all of that crap. And then when she's all clean, she's waiting for someone to dress her. So she's got sort of a very strange way of acting, at least when you compare to the other kids who just sort of like, they look after themselves as best they can.
Are you tired, Arabella? You don't seem like you're really up to much today.
Oh, yes, I'm very concerned, and I'm upset because I was nearly killed. That was unfortunate. A thing that happened.
Yes, very unfortunate. Do you want to see the city during the day or night?
Let's go looking around now. As soon as we're done here. That sounds great. And she sort of looks at her clothing, which is just sort of like a frock coat that one of the boys had worn, and it doesn't fit her very well because she's taller than either of them. But she's sort of outfitted in a reasonable way, and she sort of looks at what she's wearing. She says, "Oh well, isn't this? Look at this outfit. What? How lovely!" And she seems generally a bit confused by it, but not displeased.
Well, at least you'll be harder to spot if anybody's looking for you.
Yes, my uncles would hardly recognize me if they saw me dressed like this. How lovely! And she sort of gives it a bit of a twirl, and she sort of holds out her sleeve, and it's a bit short for her, but it does the job.
Yeah. So I assume me and her go in the city by ourselves.
Absolutely.
Safety.
All right, so everyone else is heading upstairs?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
so you guys head outside, you head up the stairs, and it's like this. There are 2 double rooms, and there's 1 room with 4 beds in it.
I mean,
I'm assuming Beth is gonna stay in the 4 room with all the kids.
and probably one of the Burgermeisters.
Probably.
Well, I meant the female one.
The Burgermeisters.
Both Niter and myself have forgotten her name.
Oh, the
It's
Miracles?
Strahd's girlfriend.
Anyways,
Serena.
Thank you.
I just wanted to talk to everybody, so just real quick before everybody goes off to their own rooms.
Aight.
Oh.
Alright, we go into the room, I guess, with 4 beds in it. It's the biggest room.
Sure.
Kind of look around to see if we're being followed, and then I'll go in.
Nope, nobody seems to be too concerned with you. This guest room has 4 plain beds with straw mattresses lining the north wall. Each bed comes with a matching footlocker to store clothing and other belongings. A table and 4 chairs occupy the corner across from the door. An oil lamp resting on the table casts a bright yellow flame.
This is a really nice place.
And the door to this room can be locked from the inside. and the footlockers are empty and are there for the use of guests.
Quite lovely, yes. But Ismark, have you dealt with this burgomaster before,
I have not.
personally?
My father had some correspondence with him, but I never had any dealings with him. We've heard things. We've heard that Valaki is a bit freer from the hand of Strahd, which of course is why we're here. The burgomaster here is a man named Baron Vargas Valakovich, and I'm afraid that's as much as I know. The local, we could probably glean some more knowledge from the locals. The Mr. Martikov seemed more than eager to share what he knew, especially with you for some reason.
Yeah,
Maybe
what
somehow I can
about
get
that?
him away from others and then really speak to him, but it doesn't. I'm getting a bad feeling about this burgomaster. Not necessarily he's in line with Strahd per se, but maybe we shouldn't necessarily trust him either.
Take it from me. Anything that's kept this tight is too pressured. There's something weird. Why would you have a festival that's mandatory if you can't leave the damn city?
I'm afraid I wouldn't know. I've never heard of the Wolf's Head Jamboree or anything of its like.
Yeah,
But I will.
Go ahead.
If you want to investigate the situation, I will wait here with the arena until the burgomaster sends someone to speak to us.
Well, that's honestly why I'm concerned. How about if they come to take us, per se?
Hey?
People, they do dealings, you know. How about if this burgomaster, how about if he has some kind of truce with Strahd, let's say by giving them people or giving them certain things?
Then we should find out what the details are. The fact of the matter is that the Baron is the burgomaster here. He's in charge, and that means that if we want to stay here, we'll have to deal with him. If we decide that it's unsafe, then we should move along to the west, to Kresk, as soon as possible. But the only way we'll be able to figure that out is by either talking to the Baron or finding out from others.
I don't know. I kind of get the creepy cult vibe around here. Like, this is like the last safe haven around. But what do I know? I'm paranoid.
Well, like I said, there is Kresk.
Well, I guess let's ask around or something.
Well,
Man.
Like to know more about this.
he's the
Baron.
first person that I've talked to since I've got to this place that I believe that he actually has no hand with Strahd, honestly, so I should probably go talk to him, I guess.
Of course. And there's also the matter of this child, Arabella. I mean, she's Vistana, which is worrisome, but at the same time, returning a lost child could earn us favor with them. And while I'm no friend to the Vistani, the fact of the matter is that having them owe us a favor is better than not.
They also ain't no friend to Strahd, as far as we
Well,
can tell.
That's not at all what I've heard, but their motives are their own.
Alright.
I've heard that they're not great people, but it's best to have them at least not against us by having them return a child.
So let's drop the kid off, see what we can find out, and profit. I would like to profit.
So are we leaving the, and I'm looking around, like, are we leaving the Hound here?
I think that's more up to the Hound.
I'm not going to keep making it invisible.
Well, the only person who can command it is Nemia, So until she comes back, she's the one who's going to decide what the hound does or doesn't do.
Let's not worry about it. If we have to kill it, we have to kill it. Who cares? She'll get a new one.
You hear an invisible growling.
Oh, like you don't believe that for a second. Frickin' imaginations. Come on, let's get rid of. We are one child short of being adults again. Let's get rid of it.
Okay. So while we're waiting on Nina, Beth, you head out of the tavern, and is there anything in the town that you want to look into? I'm sure you could get directions from Danica or Erwin.
I'm letting her lead the way. She's the one that wants to explore, so Arabella can go where she wants to.
Okay, well then she is eager to just sort of move around about the city, and she leads you to
the brothel. Ow!
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yay! I've already made enemies with your hound again.
What?
You do that well.
I hate everything you summon. Is basically what it comes down to.
Hey, the imp was cool.
Dog's cool too.
It's cool, but he hates Nether now.
So what did I miss?
That's why he's cool.
Fuck off.
Yeah, probably.
what
Kill
did
time,
I do
kill
with that
time.
poster? All right. So, Arabella and Beth find themselves at the town square. The shops and homes that enclose the town square are decorated with limp, tattered garlands and painted wooden boxes filled with tiny dead flowers. At the north end of the square stands a row of stocks, locked in which are several men, women, and children wearing crude plastered donkey heads. In the center of the square, peasants in patchwork clothes eye you suspiciously as they use cups and vases to draw water from a crumbling stone fountain. Standing tall at the center of the fountain is a gray statue of an impressive man facing west. All around the square are posters proclaiming the Wolf's Head Jamboree. However, it appears that most of these posters are tattered and out of date. And Arabella is sort of awed by what she seems to think of as an amazing sight of this town square, with there are shops and there are homes, and she wants to check out the fountain, and she thinks the statue's pretty cool.
Is it your first time in a big city?
I understand that this isn't a big city, but
Well,
yes,
compared to what I've seen around here.
we mostly spend time in the countryside. We don't tend to stop near large settlements, even ones as small as this one, for very long. It's important that I have to learn sort of the ways of our people and how we sort of deal with various foreigners.
I know I'm not there, but is it relevant that her accent has completely dissolved?
No,
Okay, just making
it
sure.
is not. It is merely me who has forgotten it.
That's perfectly fine. Like, I would have done it to him, just like, wait, are we learning that she's actually the Burgermeister's daughter? We've been lied to. Yeah.
I merely let my accent sleep for a moment.
Damn Vistani.
So after a couple moments of hanging out in the town square, a large gentleman arrives with 2 town guards in tow. And the gentleman looks something like this.
Fuck!
As I add a journal handout for Izek Strazny. And so that gentleman, who has one sort of large, oversized arm with a clawed red hand at the end of it, and he carries a rather large and very noticeable axe. and he orders the two guards to tear down all of the old proclamations, and they begin posting up new ones. And as they put up the new notices, they say, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance and children required. Rain or shine, all will be well. The Baron."
Required.
Children?
I'm trying to get their attention, like snapping, like in the air, my hand.
The gentleman with the large, strange arm turns towards you. "Yes,
What is this about? I'm afraid I'm new here.
yes, you look like you're new. The Baron, he's going to be holding a festival in 3 days' time. The Festival of the Blazing Sun. Attendance is required." And then he points to one of the posted signs.
Required? Why would it be? Okay, well, I mean, I'm a foreigner, so your customs are your own.
Yes, you are a foreigner, and these are our customs.
Yes. Well, Arabella, we should probably go explore somewhere else, don't you think?
And Arabella looks over at the gentleman with the strange arm and agrees with you that perhaps you should move along.
You the fuck out of Dodge.
However, the gentleman calls over, "Wait, where are you staying in town?"
Well, I didn't pay to stay anywhere quite yet, but I was at the inn. But,
"Very well. Stay there until you are sent for." And then he goes back to his business.
Well, he was charming. Anyway,
We were
Lead
so
on.
close to a ghost run.
All right. Meanwhile, back at the inn, what are we doing over there? You guys were about to head out and check out the sights?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to the barkeep personally.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go explore
So-
with Featherhead.
So
Yeah, I want to learn more about this festival.
I'll follow them.
So now that Danica is back, she tends the bar, and Erwin is in the kitchen behind. But he's glad to have you there, and he says, greetings, my guy. How can I help you? Is there anything else you need? Do you require?
Ooh, I'm gonna get a drink for the road.
Sure. Danica serves you up another pint.
Yes. Look at that. That's all I want.
Very good. You're strangers in this land. Is there anything you care to know? It can be a dangerous place.
And where are we exactly?
Oh, this is Valaki in Barovia.
No, I mean like what
There.
room?
Oh, you're in the kitchen.
So we're away from the other people?
Yes.
Well, I was just wondering about the burgomaster. You said something about him earlier, but people seem somewhat fearful. It seems like they possibly wear fake smiles around here.
Yes. Well, the burgomaster. He has this idea that if he can make everyone in Valaki truly happy, then Valaki will be able to slip away from Strahd's control, perhaps return to the land that it was a part of before.
Makes sense.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know one way or the other, but it seems like this these constant festivals that he's coming up with, and arresting people for not being happy enough. I mean, that just doesn't seem like the right way to handle things to me, but I'm just a simple innkeeper, right?
I would just give him a look. Are you just a simple innkeeper?
I'm just an innkeeper and family man.
Inside check.
Yep.
Don't worry, Leo's got this.
I probably don't.
Hope he does.
So far, I haven't rolled more than a 10. Oh, I rolled more than a 10, but it's still not good. Well, not great. It's okay.
Oh, he got it.
Shit.
All right.
First critical.
Nemia. Yep, he's an innkeeper, all right, no doubt about that. You seem to be a bit distracted by the smells coming from the kitchen, and Leo, he's talking to you, and he's sort of moving about the kitchen. He's preparing, he's grilling steaks. He's preparing the soup. He's getting the bread ready for. He's getting the dough ready for tomorrow. All of that business, and you just have no problem trusting him. Now, Aramax, you take a look at him and you size him up. And hang on here, I'm just going to send you a message via Skype here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this.
You can't hide from them eagle eyes.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Just
So
stare the piss out of this guy.
you just get a certain feeling about him.
Do I know you?
And he stops and he looks at Aramax, who is not in at this point. He's not in any way. He's an Aarakocra. He's beak and all, beak and feathers, and he looks at you for a second, and then he looks back at Leo and he says, "No, we've never met."
I want to inside check that.
Go right ahead.
Like, if he's asking that, that means he's on something. I'm also... Ooh, roast beef. I love roast beef.
What a ridiculous question. How could anyone have met Aramax and, like, not immediately know it? Right? Like, how many evil demons are out there?
Oh, that's a good name. No. There's something about you. I don't forget a face.
Well, maybe it'll come to you.
Well, could I see your hands?
Sure. He holds out his hands. They seem normal enough. They're sort of floury from rolling out dough and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Leo, I think he wants to collect his hands.
Listen, how about this? Would you? Here's something interesting. As the innkeeper here, I hear a lot from my guests and whatnot, and we currently have a very special guest here. He should be making his appearance soon, I imagine. There's a stranger who's arrived, not unlike yourselves. He arrived several weeks ago, and his name is Rictavio. He's got these pointed ears, not unlike yourself, and he gestures towards Leonard, and he says he's a carnival master of some kind, and he tells the most outlandish stories. He's keeping a room here. He's got the private room, and he usually comes down to the common room at some point in the afternoon, and people have been just coming out in droves to hear his wild tales. Perhaps there's something about his stories that you'll find interesting.
Perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
You seem like you want us to fare well and not go into any danger. If the burgomaster of this town were to send for you, would you go with them, or would you try to, maybe slip away?
I have no quarrel with the burgomaster. I mean, he's got his fair share of enemies, but I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, well, there's the Wachters, Lady Fiona Wachter. I mean, it's no secret that she doesn't like the burgomaster. She has said publicly that she'd rather serve the devil than a madman. I mean, that just goes to show what her opinions are of the burgomaster.
I thought people who didn't like what he said got locked up.
Well, the thing you have to understand about Lady Wachter is that her family is very old and just as rich as the burgomaster. So while the Volakoviches claim to have an ancient lineage that stretches back to royalty, and they've traditionally been the burgomasters of this town, the fact of the matter is that the Wachters have always been just as rich. Their mansion, Wachter House, over on the towards the north end of town. I mean, you can't miss it. It's not as large as the burgomaster's mansion, but it's just as rich. And I can tell you that Lady Wachter has if she could take power away from the burgomaster and make herself burgomaster, she would. What that would mean for the town's relationship with the Devil Stradh remains to be seen. I mean, but then again, she's an old lady. Her two sons are here regularly. They're a bit more fond of wine than they are power. But they're here spending her coin every night. Something happened to her daughter a ways back. I don't know all the details, but she tried to marry her to the burgomaster's son, but I guess it didn't work out because she had to go back to her mother's house, I guess. A small town like this, news gets around, but Lady Wachter and her staff are very tight-lipped. So what exactly happened there, nobody seems to know. Or no one's talking at any rate.
So as you're saying, there might be a reward.
A reward for what?
Bring this girl back. All right. I've done this before, but only backwards. What does she look like?
Lady Fiona?
Yeah.
Lady Fiona is an elderly woman,
No,
very...
No. Young one.
Oh.
The one that's worth gold. That one.
Oh, she's not missing. I mean, she's back with her mother, but no one's seen her for a while.
You led me on.
Some people say that her heart was broken. Other people say that
Bored now.
Something happened between her and the young master. I mean, no, like I said, nobody knows for certain. Stella Wachter, that was her name.
I've already dozed off.
So you're saying it should be safe to go meet with the burgomaster then?
I don't see why not. Let's just say that while he can be a bit overzealous, he's always been reasonable.
Okay. And those simple tools I was talking about earlier, and I'll start describing like a pick lock, not necessarily the full kit of the thieves' tools, like to disarm traps and whatnot, just so I can pick lock stuff. I would ask them, do you have any of that, perhaps, that I could possibly buy from you?
I might be able to help you out with a few of those things, but it would still be expensive. I could probably arrange something like that for about 100 gold.
100 gold.
These are fine tools. They're hard to come by. Although, you know who might be of better assistance to you is Blinsky, Gadolf Blinsky. He's a toy maker, but he does fine work. He's made several toys for our sons, and he might have who knows, he might have just that sort of thing lying around.
Well, thank you. Would you mind telling me where I can find them?
Sure thing. And he promptly points out, he promptly gives you directions to Blinsky's on the map. Blinsky's is located, let's see, where did I mark that? Blinsky's is not very far away at all. It is this red building right here. So go out of the inn and just go a little ways to the right, and then there's a street going to the left. And once you go down that street, you'd have a hard time missing it. Gadoff is he's a unique man. There's no denying that. You'll notice his shop. There's a wooden sign shaped like a rocking horse with a bee engraved on either side. Can't miss it.
Did it drop for anybody else?
Just you, dude.
That's weird.
Find a building with a rocking horse on it.
All right, so pretty much across the street, because it's now
That's where
Mark.
the circle is.
rocking horse. Shouldn't take us too long to get there then.
Nope, just 2 minutes walking.
All right, I'll thank him and just tell him if you learn anything, just let us know. Anything of interest or anything like that.
I'll keep an ear out for you.
Thank you.
All right. So, Beth and Arabella, what do you guys do after meeting Mr. Izek Strazny?
Still following her wherever she wants to go.
Well, she seems a little concerned after that, and she wonders if maybe you shouldn't go back to the Blue Water.
If she wants to, sure.
Sure. I mean, that seemed the Mardikovs seemed a lot more inviting than Mr. Strazny.
Yeah.
So you guys head back to the Blue Water, and as the rest of you are coming out from the back, and you two are coming in the front, you find that a gentleman has set up a court in the tavern main room, and if you check out your journal, you will see there's now a handout called Rectavio. And there is a brightly dressed gentleman now in the tavern room. He has slightly pointed ears, not unlike Leo, and he's telling a rather amazing story of a giant man-eating plant that he encountered, and the gist of the story seems to be that this giant plant had an amazing singing voice, and he's
Okay.
really deep into this story, and like all of the townsfolk, and there's a good 10 or so who have gathered around, and they're all sort of eating and enjoying their wine, and they're just like hanging on his every word, and he's like going around the room like acting different parts of the story out, and like whenever he details the plant singing, he goes ahead and he does this sort of falsetto. He does this sort of falsetto voice. He's not a singer, but he does a pretty funny job of sort of interpreting this whole thing, and like everybody is just like hanging on his every word. And when he finally sort of gets to the conclusion, everybody laughs, including you guys. It's an amazingly funny story.
I've heard better. Plants that can talk. Next you'll tell me birds that can walk on their oh.
Well, this is more interesting than what was going on out there, isn't it?
So, Featherhead, is this the guy you wanted to talk to?
So he notices the lot of you, and he calls you over to a table. Come, foreigners, come sit with me. We're all countrymen in this strange land.
Hello there, good sir.
Gather round, and he's got himself a wolf steak that has just arrived for him, and he's like, "So, I understand you're just arrived here today. My name is Rictavio, the Great Carnival Master.
Sure.
Perhaps
Hello,
you can tell me.
Octavio.
Perhaps you can tell me of your travels, and in turn, I can tell you a few tales of my own journeys."
Alright, I got it. Yeah. Sorry, swallowed my fuse. And I will try my own hand at telling a story. The story of how Niter single-handedly destroyed the 12 witches of the Bone Decimator.
Wow,
Oh god.
that sounds like an amazing tale. I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, neither can
I
I.
whispered to Octavio he is completely making a lot of this up. He didn't do it by himself.
Well, perhaps he is, and perhaps he isn't. But some of the best tales are based on fact, and some of the best fictions are the best tales.
As well as
Oh.
I give visual aids!
Jesus.
Yeah.
Mimi just rolls her eyes.
You do before
Multiple
firecrackers start raining from the sky like candy.
I immediately thunk him on the head for lighting a firecracker in a building.
Well, as impressive as all that is, I think that perhaps our hosts would prefer that you kept that to a minimum, at least for now. Although I'm sure Bran and Broy would love to see some demonstrations of your tricks later. And sort of the two mischievous Martikov boys are sort of up on one of the are up on one of the balconies, sort of watching you all.
Alright.
They do sneak about.
Then why don't you tell one of your stories about plants?
I would love to. And he proceeds to launch into an involved tale about two conjoined goblins who would argue with each other endlessly over what they were planning to do next. And he does the voices, and it's just a hoot.
Wait, was that a U-Realms joke?
I don't know.
That reminds me of Stuck on You.
Alright. I'm not getting one up by this guy. Alright. Then I will tell him the tale of how I decimated the... not Grayskull Keep. Damn it. I'm trying to pull a name out of my ass. About the Ironforge Castle. And how I was summoned to join the Zekran Alliance.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I can't wait to hear it.
I don't actually have... I can pull a story out of my ass right now, but I'd prefer just, like, say I tell this story in process.
No, that's fine. You don't have to do all the details. If you
Do I
just
roll
want to,
performance on this?
if you want to.
I would like to. Let the dice decide. Performance, -5. Oh, this will be good.
Please hit negative. Oh.
Wow. You do a passable job. The people who are listening at adjacent tables seem to think that you're reasonably entertaining.
You better have visual aids.
I have no doubt that would add substantially to the telling. But come. Yeah, no need to impress me. Enjoy your meals. I'm doing the same. So I have been traveling in these lands for many weeks. Excuse me, verging on a couple months now. If you have any questions, perhaps I can help you out. I've been doing my best to sort of collect strange and unusual tales wherever I go.
I have a question for you then, Octavio.
Of course.
I'm a pretty strange and unusual fella, and I doubt you've ever seen the likes of me, even in your grand travels.
That is true. I have yet to meet an eagle demon such as yourself.
Let's see here.
It's like, I remember this.
Although, I have heard tales of people who can transform into ravens by moonlight.
But
You're
Really now?
you're a bit light of feather for that flock, but who knows? Perhaps there's some family connection between you.
I do believe that's racist.
yeah.
Also, I want to know if you pick up anything.
So yeah, so I just rolled just to kind of just giving him a good hard look.
No, he seems to be on the up and up.
Hmm.
Am I walking to the toy store, or am I here?
Oh, that's your choice. I just sort of waylaid you as you were on your way out.
It's fine. We'll talk to this guy. I'll look at him. So you know about different things that can turn into ravens. Do you know anything more than just knowing they can turn into ravens? Perhaps.
Well, perhaps.
Perhaps who or what?
Well, I'm still looking into tales of such things. I'm afraid my research is far from complete. But if you happen to hear anything, I would be more than grateful to share in whatever information you come upon.
Have you heard of any way to find them or change them back if they were ravens?
I have not. I've heard that if you happen to find a raven of unusual intelligence and follow it, you may be led back to others of its kind.
Interesting.
Damn, wish we had the imp.
Because it's an old saying, but perhaps it's true that birds of a flock tend to stick together.
Birds of a feather, dear. Birds of a feather.
That's the one exactly.
So does that mean Leo is a raven?
Leo, a raven? I don't see how. He looks very much the man to me.
But you said birds of a feather flock together.
Sometimes, yes.
I've known the guy for a while. He's feathery. He's flighty. He ain't a bird.
No, but I am suspicious of that man we were talking to earlier now.
I never suggested otherwise. I mean, you have one gentleman who is very much birdkin right here. I merely suggested that if you thought you found a were-raven, you would only have to follow it to find others.
Well,
Anything
I understand
else?
what you're saying.
Anything else
Mhm.
was strictly meaning that you put on my words that I had not intended. But I mean no disrespect. Perhaps it is so. Who knows? Perhaps Leo is king of the were-raven.
I doubt that.
He might merely have lost his crown and had his memories stolen at the same time.
No.
He
That
may
is a
come-
very good idea.
He may come from a proud and ancient lineage, for all we know.
No, Leo likes
That's right.
cats.
Why, I do believe that hidden royalty is very much an ancient and well-established tradition.
Yes, that's what I hear too.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
I just want orphans tell themselves to go to sleep.
I'm gonna inside check him to see if he knows anything. Like, how he's saying this. Does he know anything about us before he met us, per se, or just knowing anything he shouldn't know? No, I can't.
Rictavio taps the side of his nose.
What? Wait, he taps the side of his nose? Like what?
Can you explain this more? Does he want to go into the bathroom and do coke or what?
Well, I'm sure he naturally does, but that might be beside the point.
Leo, I'm sorry, I'm out. All I got is Pepsi. Nope, tab, sorry.
Nemia, Aramax, you get the impression that Mr. Rictavio is no mere traveling carnival master as he lets on.
Wait, what was he wearing? It was is it in the picture, or is he wearing something nicer than the picture?
I know he's wearing sort of a very fancy, very gaudy yellow outfit, not exactly like the one in the picture.
Okay. Rick Tavio, was it?
Yes, indeed, madam.
Well, you seem well traveled, and you wouldn't happen to have anything for trade, would you?
I'm not afraid. I'm afraid not. I have merely my notes and a few goods of my own. I had a monkey, but I'm afraid I had to give him to a friend of mine. You see, he didn't fit in here at the inn.
Alright, I just wanted some potions looked at and possibly traded, but that's fine.
No, I'm afraid I have nothing of that sort, my dear.
Do I notice anything magical about him since he's not, a mere traveling carnival guy?
Are you gonna cast detect magic, or do you just?
Oh,
wanna
I
make
did
an-
Arcana check on him.
Oh, okay. So for that Arcana check, no, you don't notice anything magical about him. And as you're sitting around having this discussion, all of a sudden, somebody kicks in the door, and Izek Stradh, flanked
Oh, wait.
by a pair of town guards, enters into the common room. And he points to your gathering, and he says, "You, foreigners, follow me to meet with the burgomaster." And he stops. He stops for a moment, and he just shares a look with Beth, and then he heads out.
That might be my bad. Arabella, I'm sure you could just stay at the inn, alright?
She says, "Sure, that might be best."
Yes.
Yeah, Puppy can look after her. And I walk out.
I'll just look at him and say, I hope we can pick up the Ricavio. I hope we can pick up this conversation once we return.
Ah, yes, of course. Despite his imposing manservant, you'll find that the burgomaster is a very pleasant gentleman. Just try not to bruise his pride, okay?
Okay.
I'll just nod and start walking, I guess.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm going first.
So I get up and then I try to telepathically tell my hellhound to stay here. Because I don't know how much longer the invisibility is going to stay.
Fair enough. The hellhound will wait quietly in your room.
So I'll have him wait there while we go out.
And with that, we will call an end to this week's session. And next week, you will meet with the Baron Valakovich, Burgomaster of Valaki.
There's no way I gained enough XP to level, right?
I'm afraid not. Not quite yet.
Yeah.
No, boats don't have that much XP, and neither do drunkards.
Damn it.
Question.
I did kill a lot of fish, though.
And I'm sure they were worth many fractions of an XP.
If
For
only-
have a
whole
question.
XP.
If only it was first.
You heard me.
Oh, sorry, we missed you.
Since I had my whole incident with the wolves and that, am I
Yeah.
gonna get nightmares now, or are people gonna try to invade my dreams to find me?
Maybe. Seems like a distinct possibility. I'd
So,
say,
that-
sure.
Could happen.
Yeah. I mean-
Soon?
I suppose it couldn't happen any sooner than the next time you fall asleep. I mean, you guys have literally seen one nightmare already.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it would probably help if you found a way to make yourself non-detectable at night.
Well, the thing is, the things that are supposed to come after me, I didn't know if it was gonna start immediately, after
well,
I did anything or not.
as far as that goes, no, you have no idea what to expect.
Oh, okay.
You're an innocent lamb in the woods, as far as that goes. Well, no, last night you were not innocent in the woods. No, that was not good. There's some
No, it
bad
wasn't.
things that happened.
Last night,
Very
you were
bad
Tom
thing.
Selleck's mustache.
But there were
Xena in the woods.
it's behind us now. That's over with. You know, there's very little left of the bodies to serve as incriminating evidence.
True. Very true.
And you know what? We can just leave it in the past
Let's leave it in the past.
until it literally comes back to haunt you.
Yeah. Which I'm foreseeing sometime in the near future.
There's plenty of time for that. But first, you'll have to deal with the Burgomaster and his mutated arm friend.
Yeah, we can take him.
Well, technically, since it conjures fire, I would be the best one to go against.
There you
Said
go.
guy, because I have fire resistance, and the Hellhound is immune to fire.
There you go.
Honey, I'm also resistant to fire.
Oh right, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
So
No,
there you go.
It ain't bad. We're just protected.
You have two people volunteering to fight the Burgomaster's lead henchman.
We also have an attack chopper, I'd like to add.
Yes, but I'd like to avoid it
300 feet.
attacking a Burgermeister.
Look, eventually we're
Seems
gonna
like
have
that
to take
could
on
piss
Mayor
him off.
McCheese, alright? That's just what we're gonna have to do.